Wacky Wednesday.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Unfiltered, the real deal. No pre-planning, no chingaderas. Straight up from the bill.
Wacky Wednesday.
B-Town's very own.
It's Wacky Wednesday con El Bumper.
Here's your host, Bumper Gomez.
San Antonio, Texas, prepárate. Blue Mariachi Productions presenta Grupo Metal, Grupo Metal con Chris Perez, Pix Bar, este sábado, 29 de enero. Obtén tus boletos, porque se van a vender rápidos y no te lo vayas a perder. Grupo Metal con Chris Perez. Eventbrite.com.
Oh, we're on.
Now we're on. Now everybody can hear you.
Yeah.
Watch your tongue.
Welcome to another episode of Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. And as promised, man, in the studio, a bunch of, first of all, legendary artists in their own right. Joey, stop your shit. I can see from the corner of my eye. And Joey called me and told me to wear this shirt. I'm going to throw that out the record right now.
Don't say that.
No, and what about the hat? What about the hat, though? And the hat.
I got up in the car and I said, change. I ain't changing. He said,
Is your mic on?
it should be on. Can you hear me?
No, I can't hear you.
Then turn me off, fool.
Oh, my God. I can't hear you, Joey.
Come on.
Here, you want to? Hey, does this mic
So
work?
you're sponsored by Jams or what?
Yeah, I'm sponsored. Tonight's show is sponsored by
Can you
Jams.
hear me or no?
I cannot hear you. You're in the background. I don't know why.
What about this one? Look, I'll switch mics with him.
Can you hear me now?
Talk on that one, Chris?
This
And-
one.
That
Check
one.
1 2. Check.
No.
We're chops.
Sure?
We don't have mics on.
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
We'll be right back.
1 2.
Yeah.
You know what? This always happens.
Technical difficulty.
Something
It
goes
happens
wrong.
with Joey.
Something goes
Only with
wrong.
Joey.
From here.
That's the let me see the bottom end
It's
of that.
on. We're good.
Okay, cool. Let me see.
It's kind of crooked.
Can y'all hear me?
Just let me do something real quick.
Goes
That's all.
up. Hey!
Bear with me.
Gotta hold the ear.
Oh yeah, this is live. You get what you see here.
Bumper's just fixing it right now. Get it, fool.
If I put it in wrong, what happens?
Well, usually, sometimes they can never put it in wrong because
It's only one. It only
Joey,
goes
try
in
now.
one way.
Can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear.
Yes, go.
Stupid splitter. Hey man, so again, man, guys, welcome to the show. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
Must start over.
Let's just start all over. But no, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, man. And as promised, we got Grupo Metal here. And again, as I was saying, the professionalism that's in the room is unreal, for real. Like straight up, the professionalism in the room. These guys as artists by themselves, they're in their own category, man. Straight up. And you know, real quick, guys, I don't blow smoke up nobody's ass. I'm for real. I'm serious. But guys, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
To my left over here, Mr. Carlito Miranda.
Hello.
He's got the coolest hat in all of San Anto right now.
This is my wig, bro. I got a lot of wigs. Just like women have extensions, I have my wig right here.
That's it. Hey, and then behind here, we got Joey Jams Jimenez.
What's up? It's actually my first time here at your studio.
It is, because every time I've either been over there with you and Alice or you've remoted in.
Yeah.
And
It's
then
nice.
Right behind, thank you, man. Right behind me, Mr. Chris Perez. Welcome, Chris.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Who chops the
And
lettuce.
we're drinking a shitload of coffee. Well, they're drinking coffee.
yeah.
These guys are something else, man. But you know, I was talking to Joey about 2 weeks ago, And he's like, or no, it's how long has it been that you guys put this the show at Pix?
About 2 weeks.
It's only been 2 weeks?
Maybe about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, well, I mean, we had been talking about it for quite some time. I've always stayed in contact with Joey periodically, you know, and then of course with COVID and everything, and myself and Chris do a lot of other business on other projects and stuff like that. One being Chris Perez project, you know, his hot sauce, you know, other things that we have going with Blue Mariachi Productions. And Metál has always just been a project that's been around forever. So we always tap into it when the opportunity opens. And of course, we've been getting opportunities to go perform and stuff. And prior, I saw Joey not too long ago. It was probably about a year ago in Midland when he was with Macizo. And we had talked about it and stuff like that. And so with his schedules and our schedules.
Man, that was a year ago.
Was it?
Damn, yeah. Man.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
About a year ago or
They're
so.
already yelling at me.
So, and the opportunity happened, and here we are. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And you know what? Like, the thing is what I love about you guys is the show really does a lot of Tejano music, right? It like that's my bread and butter. And all you guys in some form or way touch Tejano music, but in all actuality, to me, I think your real love is probably rock and roll or rock music.
Well, we come from different parts. I mean, you got Chris from Los Dinos.
Yeah.
You know, you have Rudy from La Mafia. I mean, myself and my dad, Carlos Miranda, a legendary Tejano singer. Joey, who's performed with many other acts that are out there. And the one thing that I can say for all of us is that we all have that love for music. You know, we all love rock. We all love the R&B. We love the country. And that's what I love about Metál. There's a diversity of what this band can do versus a lot of other bands that are out there. So we could pretty much play norteño, conjunto, Tejano, country, and especially rock. And the rock in Espanol at the same time.
All at one time.
All at one time. Yeah.
You know, they always say, you know, a Tejano artist, and I've said this many, many times on the show, a Tejano artist is hard to, they're one of the better musicians because, you know, you can, if you're an R&B musician, well, you know R&B, right?
Yeah.
A Tejano musician, they know R&B, they know rock, they know country, they you know what I'm saying? You get an R&B guy over here and it's like, hey man, play this. You're like, man, what the hell is that? I can't play it. So, but I like, you know, I know Joey is a big fan of like Motley Crue, Metallica, like all that kind of stuff. And honestly, man, like I never, like I listened to it because, you know, growing up, I mean, of course, everybody listens to it, but it wasn't my cup of tea. And then as I got older, I started to like, hey.
With Motley Crue?
With everything rock and roll. Like, as I got older, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think when I was younger, I was just like, nah, man, that's not for me. Cause
Too heavy or what?
no, hombre, vato, los vatos tenían the black jackets with the fucking Metallica shit in the back and black skinny jeans and black Chuck Taylors, and they were just like their own crew. Like, you know what I mean? You guys grew up here, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's Chris Perez right there.
Clicks. Yeah. Well, listen, I mean, as a teenager growing up, you kind of have to. You're right about all the different influences, you know, especially in the Tejano realm, right? A lot of the Tejano musicians I know are fans of all types of music, just like Joey, myself, and Carlos. But as a teenager growing up, you know, as a youngster growing up, you kind of feel this need to fly a certain flag of musical style, right?
Right.
So my choice of flag that I flew was rock. It didn't mean that's all I was about. That's just, I mean, but I can't wear, I mean, I guess I could technically, but I can't wear a mariachi hat and the leather jacket and then, you know, some chaps with, you know, some country stuff, whatever, you know. So what I chose was rock. So that's how a lot of people relate to me by that. Same thing with Joey. Although, you know, the truth is, like, we're fans of all kinds of stuff. All of us are. Like, if you get us in a room and we're playing music, you're not going to hear rock 100% of the time. You know, we go deep into other styles of music. And I think Metal for me, and I've always said this, like, especially to Carlos, is like, it's meant to be fun. That's the most important thing, you know, because at the point that we're at professionally in the other projects that we're doing, that's like business. It's like work. It's like, okay, I made my way. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I gotta pick what it is I'm gonna work on next, and it's a little bit more serious. With Metal, we take what we do serious, but we get to have a lot of fun. Like, we get to go from Vicente Fernandez to Metallica and everywhere in between, you know? And for me, it's like, that's the only time, this is the only band I'll ever be able to really do that in, to play Tears for Fears if we choose to. You know, the catalog, it runs so deep that we get to pick different songs all the time.
So what you're saying is you feel like you're more free on the stage, all of you guys, because it's your love. It's what you're doing. Yeah. It's not a job. It
was never premeditated. You know what I mean? When we got in it, you know what I mean? Because I tried Tejano, you know, and I got to dabble with the best. You know, my first tour was with Selena Los Dinos. That was an experience I'll never forget. My second tour was with La Mafia, another experience. But during that time, when I had free time, I would go to Planeta Mexico, and I was just presented this whole different world, a different genre of music, beautiful people, all this other kind of stuff. And next thing you know, we get this opportunity, and I thought, man, this would be great. And so when I went to reach out to Joey and Rudy and everybody, it was one of those things that we just did not know what this was. The easy part is that we could imitate it like no other. And so those people from that era of the Planeta Mexico, they saw that we could do the Caifanes, the Manás, you know, Enanitos Verdes,
Hombres G,
like, it was just, even though, and the funny thing about it, when we heard that music, we were like, this is horrible. You know what I mean?
What?
Yeah, because we didn't understand it. We didn't know what it really was. But then when we learned it and we would perform it, we would see how the crowd just would react.
Simple songs, dude.
Yeah.
And the people would go crazy.
Yeah. Like crowds of people jumping up and down over a song that I probably would have never jumped up and down for.
So let me ask you guys this, man. Let's go many moons back. You know, as you all said, y'all came from, you know, your own outright groups. Whose idea was it first?
Mine. I got to, like I said, I would go out and, you know, I'm not going to lie. I mean, there was a lot of beautiful women there. So I would go and I would just be like, wow, this is from going from a Tejano club to this other club. It was night and day. You'd see Lamborghinis, you see Porsches, you see Versace, you see Hugo Boss, you see Armani, you see all of that stuff.
That's Carlos all day.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
Carlos all day.
That's Carlos all
For
day.
real.
He likes that shit.
And
shit,
you'd see this
man.
big mural of Luis Miguel, you know? And that's where I was like, wow. And of course, beautiful women.
Yeah.
You would see all of that. And I just saw how they were attracted to all these other groups, La Ley, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And there was not a band that would play it. And so we had the opportunity to do it. And, you know, and his name was Paul Garza. We haven't talked to
Saludos a Paul Garza.
If Paul's watching. Like, he's the reason why Metal got that opportunity to do it.
And the name, dude, was that something you guys
The Metal name was created during the Selena and Los Dinos days. I was managed by Abraham Quintanilla, produced by A.B. Quintanilla. And they were the ones who got the name for me. Like, they came up with the name Grupo Metal. And so, but at that time, it was Carlos Miranda Jr.
And the boys.
Grupo
No, it was in the boys at first.
At first it was the boys. And then they changed it to Grupo Metal. And then when I got into the rock en español, I didn't want to put my name there. So I just said, we're going to be Grupo Metal. And that was it. And so after that, everything else increased every year, never decreased.
And so you guys, you know, and I'm speaking to you three, right? Because homie couldn't be here. But you guys can literally sit down in a room and within a few minutes already be grooving together.
Well, we hadn't been together in 8 years. And when we got together for the first time this past Sunday, we knocked that out of the park within 1 hour, especially with Joey. We did songs that we hadn't played in a long time.
Bro, we got done with a song. Chris started messing with
Chris
these
hadn't even
notes
learned it, yeah.
of Crazy Train. We all know
Right.
that it's Crazy Train, you know?
Yeah.
So I started playing the drum riff. Dude, we played Crazy Train from start to finish. Like we've been playing it for
Randy
10 years.
Rhodes on guitar, like imagine
solo, like if we like it wasn't even a song on our set. We were just messing around and we played it like we've been playing it all along. And that just happened.
Hey, Chris, and is it hard, like going from one thing to another? As far as like, I mean, I don't want to question your professionalism as a guitarist, right? But is that easy for you, just to like go from one genre to another, like nothing?
It's as easy as you want it to be or as hard as you want it to be. For me, I just do what I do. I don't think too much about. Having said that, I take a lot of pride in trying or like kind of understanding tones and things like that with guitar. And so I'd like to think that that is more important to me than the actual sitting in a room. And, you know, I did that for freaking years, from when I started until mid to late 20s, of just all the practicing, right? And then after the practice, like, you can only practice so much. I mean, I continue to practice, but then from there, I started learning how different guitars work with different amps and how to get different sounds. And so in my head, I think that to me is like trying to cop a tone for a certain song that we're playing. I think it's more important than anything, and it's pretty easy for me.
I mean, I saw you last perform right here at Cowboys. You were
The Signal
starring
gig?
with Signal Gig, and bro, there was a couple of times like you just want to, like, it was just badass. I mean, you're just on your own, just like.
Dude, and that's because
boom.
that gig was like really that day actually was just full of surprises. Like, it was just one of those days, you know. You
It
on a
wasn't
gig
normal.
day, yeah, on a gig day, the perfect gig day is like you know it's a gig day. You wake up, you're chilling, you're relaxed. It's time to get ready, shower, do whatever, put your clothes on, get ready to go over there. Everything's running perfectly. You do the gig. Well, this day was just, from the beginning, everything was just falling apart. Things weren't happening the way they usually do, and then I'm stressing out. And then I did that day of the gig, I did a COVID test, a home COVID test, and I did the whole thing, and it came back positive, and I freaked out. I called Carlos, and I'm like, dude, there's no way I can go out there, whatever, and do the whatever. I called my girl, and she says, go to the clinic, get a real test, these home tests, whatever. And I had my son with me, and she's like, take Noah too. So we went to the clinic. They did the nose, the throat, they did everything, and it came back negative. And I had already I had him call everybody and say I can't make it, and they already advertised it. And
I said, okay, so it's not gonna happen. So I take the equipment back, and then I'm like, all right, well, once he told me he was positive, I'm like, all right, well, you're not doing it. Simple as that. Even though he really wanted to do it and everything else.
That was your last one, right?
Well, it was right by the holidays.
Well, it's not that.
It
It's like they
Christmas.
advertised it. So I knew people were going to be there specifically to see that.
Yeah.
So that, but
it
I'm
was
not
a
going to
shit
lie
show.
about it and just show up, and think I had COVID. But anyway, so the test came back negative, and yes,
Right.
he had a turnaround
And
when
then
I said,
turned
never
around,
mind, I'm negative.
Go back and get the shit again. And I was pissed.
Hey,
man.
dude, but have you seen that some of those home tests, like, people just put water
Are they
on the
accurate?
thing? No, I've seen where they just put water and it comes back positive. They didn't even do the swab. They just put put it on water
really?
and do it. It was just they're just bad tests, man.
Yeah.
You
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, at the same time, I mean, I'm traveling. I have his equipment. I'm going, and I'm like, all right, he's not going to do it, so let me go drop it off. Because what I learned from this guy, he doesn't like to leave stuff in the car. So I'm a guy that will leave stuff in the car. and be like, all right, well, and I already know that like, if I would have left.
What do you mean stuff like it's got to be clean? It's got
No.
leave,
What
or-
I mean by like guitars.
Oh,
or
equipment. You never leave it in the car.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
well, this guy will take. You know, we could be in a deserted island, and he'll bring his guitar, and I'll be like, bro, there's nobody on this island but you and I. Yeah, but you never know. You know what I mean? It's one of those.
It could be a monkey.
Yeah, it could be a monkey that's gonna steal it.
Can I?
So yeah. So then
I'm
thinking to
traumatized,
myself.
man.
So I think of him, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go drop the equipment back off. Let me go drop it off. Because I would have just left it in the car and be like, I'm gonna go have a day and do whatever. But I was like, nope. I'm thinking of him.
Well, let me
go
ask.
drop it off.
I already know the answer from you. Have y'all ever, like, from the time you were a kid until now, have you ever been your house broken into and robbed?
Yeah, my car. Never.
Not the house.
Never my house.
But my wife's salon has
Really?
been broken into. Yeah.
The car, like when we first moved here, I walked outside and it was a cold day, and I looked in my daughter's window. I'm like, man, you really cleaned the shit out of those windows because that shit looks clean. And I walked up, and so when I walk up, there's glass everywhere on the ground, and I'm like, Mija, what did you? She goes, Dad, my purse. Where was your purse? Oh, it's right there in the front seat.
Yeah.
But chinga, he left it right there in the front seat.
Yeah, well, see, when I was a kid, I think I was maybe 9, 10 years old, and it was Christmas time, and we had gone to, tradition, Christmas Eve. We had done the whole thing with all the family, whatever, and we were driving home. I don't know if I told you this.
No, I don't know this.
And as we're driving home, we're pulling up to my house, and the front door was cracked open. Right, and it was my pops, my mom, my sister, and me. We're the only ones that lived there. We're pulling in, and he's like, "Y'all stay in the car." He goes in, dude. They ripped us off. They took all the Christmas gifts from under the tree. They took
Wow.
Like the damn Grinch.
Like Friday, the Christmas Friday.
They went to my pops. He had a really badass bar area in the house. They stole a bunch of his good alcohol and even opened some up and just chugged it there, left it there, took off. So from then on, it messed with me so bad that, like, especially if it's C1, or one of like my number 1 or 2 guitars or whatever, I'll take them both with me, even if it's into a restaurant. And I'll sit in.
You'll take them in.
Sometimes people look at me, they think I got a shotgun. I'm like, it's a guitar.
Pinche
We're
Richie
cool.
Valens de madre.
Bad.
No, mine's in a case. His was out. Yeah.
Even when this guy does, and when the guy takes them, that guitar's going in there with him.
Damn, like that. Hey, Chris, how many guitars do you own, bro?
You're in the 30s, right?
Yeah, I'm in the 30s. Yeah.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
And do you have one that's just like that one is over every one that you...
Well, yeah, the question is, like, if you could only take one with you from here on out, which one would it be? Yeah, I know which one to pick. And, dude, without a thought. It would hurt to see some of the other ones go or that I couldn't play them anymore, but I already know which one I would grab.
You could let him go. Like, because I see Joey post all the time. He posts about his drum sets. And I look at him like, oh, goddamn, that son bitch looks badass. And then you get another one. That one looks badass. Like I mean, what's it's sentimental value or what?
Kind of, sort of. I got to the point to where I wanted to start doing new drum kits every year. So a buddy of mine told me, he's like, well, why don't you just sell the one that you used? That way you don't have to come out of pocket. So I would use this drum kit for a year or like a year and a few months, and then I would.
So it's like
sell
trading
it.
in a car.
Yeah, I would sell it, and then I would not have to put my own money into getting a new kit. It was coming from the other kit. But then just like yesterday, I posted. There's this one kit that I used to own. It was an acrylic drum kit. I went to see Motley Crue in 2011. And
Is that the clear one?
Yeah, he had this acrylic pearl kit, and I was like, man, I want to get one. So I bought one, and dude,
Was I with you at that show?
no, this was in 2011 when they played with Poison. Oh, Chris was there. Chris took me to the third row. Yeah, Chris took me to third row.
I thought you were talking about when I came out on the.
No, we got.
don't bring that
I
up.
thought you were talking about when I came out on
but tell
the
him who
Motley
left-
Live. I
tell
came
him-
out on the cover.
Yeah, but tell them who left us the tickets. Who was
Tommy
it?
Lee's manager left us the tickets.
So he's one
He
step
called me. I
closer
was
to
like,
Tommy.
dude. But think about Chris. Like, everybody knows Chris, dude. And I'm like, dude, tell your homies. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna tell him.
He doesn't want to be that guy.
No. And I'm like, dude, come on. But he actually, they told him there were some tickets at the box office,
call, yeah.
and we went and got him. And he's like, I'm
What tour
here.
was that?
That was with Poison and the New York Dolls.
No, it was.
That's what Tommy had the circle.
Oh no.
Yeah, he had the circle. The circle roller coaster.
Hey Carlito, but are you on Saturday?
And you know what I did? What do I usually do at the
Leave
concert?
early.
You left.
After
Yeah, he
three
left.
songs.
He left early.
After a couple of
and
songs,
but
I'm
I
out.
was there with the Signal guys. We were all there.
Oh,
So
okay,
then,
now I
so then I
remember.
text.
Okay,
I
yeah,
text
yeah.
the group. I said, "Which one of y'all want to come down here with me?" Because I was by myself.
Was this the one in Mexico?
No, this was
one here
yeah.
in
It was
the
it was here
States?
at
Okay,
San
I
Antonio.
remember when you were talking
Here
about
at the
it.
AT&T
Who
Center.
came down with you?
Turner. It's on the Signal Adventures. Like a Signal Adventures, I think 11. He uploaded some video footage of me and him. They were playing girls, and we were screaming, "Gas, gas, gas."
Yeah, but who's got the picture with Nikki Sixx and Nick Mars?
Whatever, dog.
Who came
Really?
out of the,
Why you gotta bring that up
Who came out of the
for?
Motley Crue live album?
Dude, you don't even know
you're
about.
truly- He's
Shout
on
out
the
to Vince
album?
Neil.
So am I, but you can't see me.
He's on the.
Oh, because you're like in the crowd and the
Dude, I'm like literally in the front with my horns.
I'm there too, but you can't see me.
And guess who invited to go?
But it wasn't my fault.
Yeah, he could have been there. And he's like, no, my brother.
Do you understand, Bumper? I have so
brother's
much.
gotta take
I
care.
have so much history with this. dude
Joey
right
was
here.
doing the lights, you know, when the lights
The
for the
spotlights.
band. the
Yeah.
spot-
That's
what
what
That's
he-
because Carlos told me. Carlos told me, he goes, "Hey, we're gonna go see Crue and Scorpions. You gonna come with me?" I said, "Man, my brother got me tickets, front row." That's what my brother says. So Joshua, if you're watching, it's your fault. So I didn't go with Carlos, and then I go with my brother and his wife. So we get to the Joe Freeman Coliseum.
The first balcony.
Dude, we go to the techo, Chris. We go all the way up. I'm like, what the hell? So then I knew Carlos was there. So Carlos goes and watches the Scorpions, right?
Hell yeah.
I didn't know where he was at, but then he was texting me some bullshit. So then all of a sudden, Scorpions are done because they opened up for Motley Crue, right? And when Scorpions are done, I just see him, and I'm high, bro. And Carlos comes, and I see him like down there on the floor, and we get each other's attention. He pulls out the pinche drumsticks from Scorpions.
caught him.
He was like that, like, look. I was like, you bastard. So when Motley Crue came out, during the show, they said, we're going to take a picture for the Motley Crue live album.
I didn't believe him.
Yeah, nobody believed
Nobody
it, but they
believed
took
him.
the picture. And sure enough, I was at a record store in Seguin called Hastings. And I was there, and the
was
new
there
Motley,
with him. I
the
was
new
there with
Motley
him.
Crue.
Well, you were the first in line, Joey.
No, it was already out, but we went and got it, and I opened it, and I went, oh my God.
He fucking
Carlos was
He didn't
right
want it.
there, dude. I
wanted
was
to
so
cover.
mad, bro.
So it's clear. I mean,
It's clear.
it's clearly
Yeah,
And-
he's
and-
right
and
there.
You know what? You know who's close to me is Freddie Martinez Jr. from Freddie Records.
He's,
Oh, yeah.
he's on.
He's right there next to me.
Freddie's
in
a
that
rocker,
shot.
too.
Shout out to Freddie Records,
Yeah,
man.
shout out to Freddie.
Dude, it's freaking, it's crazy. You know, again, to have you guys here, man. First of all, like I'm still starstruck. You know, I followed your dad. I'm a fan of Tejano music. You know what I'm saying? And you said you dabbled a little bit in Tejano music. I mean, you were on tour with some
Majors,
big majors, man.
Yeah, I mean, I got to see Selena in her prime. The thing about it is that I didn't think of it like that. You know what I mean? Because it was like, you know,
It was part of your life. I mean,
yeah, it was
it's
just part of my
normal
life
to
that
you.
I saw every weekend.
I was right there with him. I was
he
playing
with me.
drums.
See, nobody realizes that I've known Joey since he was 11 years old.
No, it was longer than that.
Well, his dad played with my dad.
That's the crazy part.
His dad played with my dad. So the history was always there.
That's bad. Hey, are you gonna have? That's what I was gonna ask you before I forget. Saturday, are you hanging from the ceiling? Are they spinning you around? Is your fucking kit gonna be on fire?
I don't know.
I mean, what can the crowd? You just got to show up, right?
You got to show up and
you
check
gotta
it
buy
out.
the tickets.
Yeah,
And,
you got to
and
go
you-
to eventbrite.com and get your tickets. There's only a limited, enough to get in. So
Pre-sale.
Get your pre-sale. Get on there now. And
Hey, Cuddy,
come check out
so
the
you're
show.
just doing this one show, or is this something you guys might like wherever you guys can? If
Yeah,
you're,
I mean, if everybody's schedule is
Aligns.
aligns.
The stars align.
Yeah. Because we've done other shows. We've done some shows, myself and Chris. We've done some shows with Cruz Martinez and Cumbia Kings. and which were
That sounds
very
crazy
well.
to say, right? The
Yeah.
Cruz Martinez and
Yeah,
Cumbia
yeah, I
Kings.
feel weird saying it, but I'm just saying that because there's so many other different of Cumbia Kings.
I got you. I just, I was just telling Joey the other day. I just saw them in Monterrey, and I was like, "Hey, man, I don't know none. I don't. I'm being honest. I didn't know any of the
Guys that are on there.
You know, I saw Cruz, DJ Kane, and that was like the
Well,
only
Alex, Pretty Boy, he was there.
but the picture I saw there was a lot of them, dude.
There was a lot of them.
There's a lot of them,
man.
Yeah. Well, they're kind of
So-
like Menudo. You know what I mean? Menudo, they just
In and
change
out, in and out, in and out,
You
and
know?
like that.
It's
Hey,
one of those
Chris,
franchises.
what was your first band, dude? Like, or any kind of organized music? I mean, I'm sure you picked up the guitar, but do you have some buddies you just like, hey man, let's fucking
Yeah,
jam
well,
together?
what's funny about it is that Rudy, who's not here with us, bass player with
Yeah.
Metál, was with me. We kind of started out together, and we would do a lot of, like, just, at that point, it's just you're playing in garages. You don't know anything about the business. You're not even thinking about booking a gig. You don't even know what that means. You're just jamming with your boys, trying to sound good, and then you get to a certain level to where there's other people that maybe a little bit older than you that are playing like at parties and things like that, and you start thinking, oh, we could do that, and that's kind of where the seed gets planted, and then
Just go from there.
and yeah, man, I mean, it was like, for me, it just seemed, and I consider myself lucky that it was a lot of work, but it just felt like an upward arc from the minute that I started. And when I started feeling like I was plateauing, like I wasn't going anywhere, not as a player, but as like, what am I going to do now? Because you really don't know how everything works. You know what I mean? And you see other people doing things that you want to be doing in the industry, but not how to get there. And I had like shitty gear. Like, I had to work for my shit. Like, nobody gave me anything. My family,
You
nobody.
put the amp up there, and the guy said, where'd you find that?
Dude, I
on
didn't
the
even have a
track?"
guitar amp. I had a bass amp. I didn't even know the difference. You know what I mean? And so we were playing, and to my ear at the time, it sounded good. I'm sure if I heard it now, I think it sounded like shit. But at the time, it sounded good to me. And it wasn't until, I was able to get like the proper gear that all of a sudden it just kind of, and I think that was my hang up. And I've said this before, is like, it was all in my head. Like, I probably could have done the same thing with the crappy gear that I had, but it took me getting the upgraded stuff to like be able to have the confidence to walk into a room and go, all right, I can play with these guys. And I can do what these guys are doing. You know what I mean? Because
That's
they
in
had
like
the Marshall.
in any profession.
They
Like,
had the Marshall half stacks and all the pedals and everything, and here I am with not even a guitar amp and some pawn shop pedals and shit, and
But to me, he was the shit already. Because I go back with Chris too, before the Selena, So when I saw him and Rudy, I thought, man, these are the two guys.
They're rock stars.
They're rock stars.
That's the first thing I noticed about Chris when I was playing with Carlos and we were opening up for Selena. Es más, the first show I remember, AB took us to see them at Blanco Bar. Remember that?
Yeah.
And that's the first time I ever saw Chris in person. Right? I was like 10 years old, and Chris had these freaking badass mirrored boots on. Like ski boots, like motocross boots.
They were metal.
Well, like they had like the boot. You know what I mean? Like the face. It was like a face plate in front.
Yeah.
Like motocross
More
boots.
Gene Simmons than Paul Stanley.
Yeah, like motocross.
And they were. I was like,
zipper or no zipper?
No, it was just like a metal plate.
It was like a metal plate.
here,
Remember
like-
Janet
like if
Jackson
you're a
used to
cat-
wear
Yeah,
those?
you
like if
stood
you're a
the
cat-
hat
Okay,
suit,
yeah,
but-
yeah.
boots
Yeah,
like that.
like that.
Like,
Kinda
dude,
like
and
that.
it was. I was like, oh, he was playing a Jackson guitar. Like, I'm like, this dude is totally out of place with this band. But he stood out.
I
Like,
was flying the flag. I was flying the flag.
Hey, they just caught him in the back. Like, hey, bro, you play guitar? Get up here. We need a guitar player, man.
Yeah, but back then, when I saw them play Black Cat from Janet Jackson, I was just like, oh, shit. Because at that time, Janet Jackson was, mega star and everything, and she had her albums out. And Black Cat was just an amazing...
The one rock song.
Yeah, the one
she
rock
had,
song that
yeah.
she did. But
So we did it.
It was fucking amazing. And then when I fucking saw that, I was like, wait a minute, what? I was just like, wow, that just made him go from here to there, So
Hey, Carlito, So you in the band, you're the vocalist, right?
Yeah.
Do you in all honestly, like, this is Wacky Wednesday, we fucking talk whatever we want.
Yeah.
You remember every fucking song?
No. Joey will look at me and tell me, "You just fucked that up." And I'm like, "I know I did, but I couldn't fucking remember it." Like, but I try my hardest. You know what I mean?
You play it
Like,
off. You play it
I
off
play it
well.
off. Yeah, I'll repeat the first verse. Again if I need.
So
to.
you don't use monitor. I mean,
No, but I do now have cheat notes. To go ahead and.
big ass iPad. Like
Yeah,
you have
no,
a big
little
ass
mini iPad just as a reference, because I eventually want to, not Joey and Chris, man, they and Rudy as well, man, like those guys learn it for note, here and there, but for the most part they deal with me.
As the way I see it as a fan of music, right, and you guys being musicians, the musicians, right? You're singing. The musicians, the drummer, the bass, the guitar, like you guys can find each other, man. Like I think if you fuck up, it's not. If you fuck up, if a guitar's fucking up, I mean, you could just play. Hey, I'm just getting a little wild, you know what I mean? But you fuck up, the whole everything's.
Well, Joey will notice Chris's mess ups or Rudy's mess ups. So Joey's like the musical director.
Do you blend it?
So many ways.
What do you do?
Just give them faces.
Yeah, or he'll make a comment. You know what I mean? But hey, we need that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it
hell
keeps you
yeah.
on your toes.
Hell yeah. Hey, there's people messaging me right now. They want to know. They said, ask Carlito where he gets his hats.
Tell him, dog. Can't tell you.
No, I'll tell you. It's in Los Angeles, California, off of Melrose. That's all I can say.
So it's off of Melrose, Los Angeles, and if you're in San Antonio,
You'll get
or
the
in
match
Texas,
over there. If you buy it in San Antonio, you get the
won't
joint
get
on the
match.
side.
You won't get the match. But I will say that these hats are not cheap. So.
Oh no! I mean, it's felt. It looks nice from over here. There was somebody that hit me up earlier, man, and they wanted me. They're like, I know those guys, and they were having an anniversary. You know a Sean Zambrano?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gonzalez.
Yeah.
So start his cousin.
So shout out to Sean Zambrano. He's
Sean, dude.
Primo.
Happy early wedding anniversary, bro. His anniversary is January 30th.
Happy anniversary. Not only that, his dad's birthday was...
Carney.
Yeah, Carney's
Happy birthday.
was a couple of days ago.
Hell
so
yeah.
happy birthday to Carney.
And another question. Joey, you selling merchandise?
You're wearing it. Yeah. Sponsors are brought to you.
Sponsored.
This week's Bumper Wacky Wednesday is sponsored by Jams.
We do. We got we have 4 sponsors tonight for the show, and literally, like, this morning, I made some phone calls, and it was like, yeah, I'll do it. But let it be somebody else, and they would have been like, well, I don't know, man. But do you guys have merchandise, Grupo Metal?
No, not yet. I mean, we have images and logos and stuff like that.
We have anything like that at the show? Like,
no, actually, we do have some shirts from the last show we did, which was 8 years ago. So we have some of those.
Chris, do you have your own merch, like your own? Besides the hot sauce, like.
Yeah, no, we do that, but
Yeah.
we've never done it, or it's kind of as far as like mixing it up. I don't think we've ever done that.
That would be a big ass merch.
My
For
stuff
sure, right?
at
Lee.
With
yeah, I
Jazz,
don't think I've
Metál,
ever.
and Perez, then forget about it.
That's a lot of shit right there.
Yeah, we have it.
Who
Like,
think you'd be at a rock the Ozfest?
Yeah, we've done like the merch. We've sold them at like meet and greets or at Chris Perez band shows or
But Chris sells
things
out.
like that. But
He
I have
sells
a
out.
thing like when I was doing this thing with Signal, where I would go up and play a couple of songs with them at the end of the night. Like, they were always super accommodating and whatever, and they would be like, "Where's your merch? Like, why don't you bring, and we'll set it up over here with ours." And I'm like, it just feels weird. You know what I mean? It ain't my show.
You don't want to step on nobody's.
And you know what? And I could speak for that, because even when I came out with the Jams brand, nobody, when I was playing with those guys, they were really cool with me selling my stuff at the shows. They never told me nothing.
Nothing like that.
Nah, it was all good.
That's cool, man. I mean,
Sometimes there was more jams. There was people in line to take pictures with us wearing jams gear. I'm serious, dog. For real. Hey, but it's all love.
yeah, come on in. Hey, you guys might see a little. They're gonna try to sneak in here and. Hi, Starla. How you doing?
Let me get some more
She's
coffee
gonna.
real quick.
Yeah. Get you some coffee. Yeah, they need more coffee. Get them some more coffee. Hey, so check this out. These guys walk in and they're like, "Hey, so when does this come out? Like when is this when does Chris is like, so when does this show come out?" I'm like, "It comes out right now. It's live." So yeah, they didn't get the live part. They didn't.
Let's send some shout outs to people tuning in, doggy.
Yeah, dude, let's do that because I don't want to be that guy. And everybody tuning in, man, I really, really appreciate it. If you're tuning in on behalf of any of the artists that are here, my name is Bumper Gomez, and you're watching Bumper's Wacky Wednesday. We do this every single Wednesday evening at 7:30 p.m. right here on Facebook Live. And yeah, I want to give some shout outs. I want to give shout outs to La Chismosa. La Chismosa 210.
What's that?
La Chismosa 210. I did a show with her on Monday. I don't know if you guys got a hold of it, but she went to HEB, bro.
I saw it.
She went
I already know what you're talking about. Yeah,
she
how
went
everybody's going crazy and shit.
She went
Is that
on
what,
live.
that's what that was?
That was
I saw
hilarious.
that, but I didn't know what that was.
So Chismosa has her own. She has a little crew. They do podcasts and stuff. So we went out to Brewster's on Monday night, and we were there for like a bar. They were doing some kind of bartending thing, and we just did a little quick podcast, and it was pretty cool, man. So shout out to Chismosa. Shout out to before I forget, shout out to La Chingona. She helped me out. She's always promoting the show. I really, really appreciate it. If I don't call your name out, I'm sorry because there's just a crap load. Shout out to Hot Tejano, Chris Tristan, and all
homie,
the
Tejano man, Chris.
Tejano man,
What's
to
up,
all the
Neff?
fam. Let's see. Let me go through here.
To everybody in Seguin watching,
Seguin, Texas.
got some family members watching from Seguin.
Chris, you're originally from San Antonio, right?
Yep. Born and raised.
What was your high school?
Jefferson Mustangs.
Oh, yep. That's a school that we go to church. Our church is all the way. It's over there off of St. Cloud and Babcock.
Wait a minute. St. Cloud, St. Paul's?
St. Paul's, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I used to play baseball for. All that
The CYO. Oh
stuff.
shoot! So we got a royal here, man. Shout out
Yep.
to all my St. Paul family. I know there's a million Catholic churches between here and there, but that's where we call home. We love it there.
Wow,
So
that's
shout out to all my
crazy.
St. Paul family, man. You know, Shelly Ladas went to school there. To
No way.
She went to school there to like 8th grade.
Oh. No. Did she?
Yeah,
Well, I didn't
she-
meet her until she was at Incarnate Word.
But no, she's a graduate of St. Paul.
St. Paul?
Yeah, of the school all the way up to 8th grade, man.
I didn't know that.
So shout out to Jordan Rodriguez, to Beto Hipolito, man. He's always watching, always promoting the show. He loves Tejano music. He just loves music in general. If I miss you, let's see.
Zapata, Texas.
Where'd you see Zapata, Texas?
Zapata, Texas.
Oh yeah, Jen Garcia, Zapata, Texas. Shout out to Di Marie, Mike G,
Amarillo,
Amarillo, Texas.
Amarillo, Texas. Shout out to my homie Dave Cardenas with the Death Row shirt. He came in clutch with the Death Row shirt. I used to have this one Death Row shirt, Death Row Records, and I lost it on tour. Then we were playing at Fanfare one time, and he showed up with the Death Row shirt. So shout out to my homeboy David Cardenas.
Death Row
He hooked
Records.
me up.
Yeah, homie.
Hey, shout out to my hometown. Shout out to my hometown of Beeville, Texas, man. To everybody watching the Beeville, Texas.
Oh, you're from Beeville?
Oh, I thought he said that. See, yeah, I was born and raised. In
Why,
Beeville.
dude?
Okay. Right.
Why? You said
No,
it like,
no, I didn't know you're from Beeville. I thought you were from San
You know somebody from Beeville?
No, I don't know nobody.
Now you do.
Was it called the Million Grand or what is it?
The Texas
The Texas
Grand.
The
Grand.
Texas Grand.
No, it was the Texas Grand back in the day.
It's the
It's
Texas.
just called the Grand.
Oh, it's just called the Grand now? Oh, okay.
Come on, bump. And I ain't
did
from
a
Beeville,
couple
dog.
shows there
My
with
bad.
Mafia, La Mafia there in Beeville.
Well, man, Beeville back in the day, dude. Like we used to have this place called El Dorado Convention Center. It was on the way going to Corpus, through 181, and man, that place used to get crazy, man. Crazy with a bunch of people. How many people can fit inside pigs, bro?
Not very many. Not very many.
So tickets are limited.
The tickets are limited. So yeah, I mean, tickets are moving. So I mean, if they want to check it out, I would, try to get in it as soon as possible. Eventbrite.com. Look for Grupo Metal. You can get your pre-sale tickets. We go on at 11 o'clock till whenever.
11 p.m.
11 p.m. You know what? It's funny is that a lot of people would tell me like, man, that's late. 11 p.m. was late. And I was just kind of like, okay. I was like, well, bands usually going around that time, sometimes 10 or whatever. But
unless you're playing in Mexico, you're going at like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, we would do that too if we needed to.
Man.
But it's going to be a great show, man. I mean, at rehearsals the other day, I was just thinking to myself, wow, I played with a lot of great musicians, tons. But with these guys, it's like, it's family for one. And then two, it's just like, it just gels.
Like you guys, I can tell you guys are tight. I mean, you guys are from the same hometown. You know what I mean? And Chris, well, he's just 30 miles away from you guys.
Yeah,
you know
well, I mean, but we all go back. Like
Big time.
When Joy was 10 or 11, I already knew Chris. So I knew Chris pre-Selena, pre-all of that stuff. And he's the same cat since then to now.
He ain't changed.
Oh, hell no.
He looks the same, dude. Like when he was like 17, 18, he looks the same.
When he walked in earlier today, I looked at him, real quick. And I was just like, it's about to look like he's 22, 23 years
You'll
old.
get
Dude.
carded. You'll
Hey,
get carded
what's your
still.
age?
I got scars that I didn't have back then that I have. It's about the only difference.
Hey, what's your skincare, bro? Do you have a skincare?
No.
It's the sun, the vitamin what?
Vitamin D. Vitamin D.
Let's say K. I don't know why I say K.
Vitamin D. Hey, man, and you as you've gotten older, like I've gotten older, dude, and I can't get off these pounds, man. It's hard to do. You've always been like
He would tell us that you would wear jeans still that he had when he was in high school.
dude, come
For
on,
real.
Chris, come on, bro.
Hey,
Really?
you know what?
Chris got
Listen.
to go to the kids area to get his clothes.
Yeah.
Like, he's
well.
that.
It's dude. It's it takes a certain like. Let me just put it this way without getting into too much detail. For as bad as I can be, food, drink, whatever, there's got to be the flip side of it. So you'll see me on the mats, whether it's jiu-jitsu, whether it's circuit training, whether it, you know what I mean? So there's like, as bad as I can be, which is pretty fucking bad, that's how good I can be at times too. So
when
I mean,
you
it's a balance,
When you say you're bad, like destructive bad or what? Like, what do you mean bad? Like just overall?
Well, some people might say that.
Oh yeah,
Those are balls you don't wanna scratch,
He does
Bumper.
He does circuit training. That's all. I've seen him do it. That's a hard ass exercise.
Oh yeah, you do 30,
Running.
45 minutes of circuit training, you're fucking done, dude. Like you're done. I mean,
Yeah.
I used to do that.
Yeah, and then you can go on stretches of like whether you want to be plant-based for a minute and then forget about that for a while, but just keep coming back.
But that's one of the main things is being plant based.
Tú también.
Yeah, we both.
He was
are.
telling us that Chris could make you said about a pizza?
A pizza. Chris can make
Cauliflower.
No,
No.
cashews. The cheese.
Yeah, and different like almond flour.
Oh, yeah, lasagna.
I was telling them
tapioca
about
flour,
Crossroads.
different flours. Like you can make. There's all kinds of different flours. It doesn't have to be like that starched flour that we all are used to growing up.
I
with.
was telling them about Crossroads in LA. Remember Crossroads, the lasagna, and
Yeah.
where Russell Simmons was at. Remember?
Yeah.
So Russell Simmons is also plant based as well, but it changes your life with everything. I mean, my parents, they both passed away.
Carlito, Chris, you really do not eat tacos at all.
We will.
On a Sundays.
We will on a Sunday.
I just found out
No,
these dudes
we, like-
get wild on Sundays.
No,
We
like
will.
today, like I had a burger and fries from Whataburger for lunch. You know what I mean? No big deal. But I had like a smoothie with berries and a frozen banana and plant-based protein powder for breakfast and almond milk. And then for dinner, I haven't had that yet, but I'm probably not gonna be too good. but I did work out like a motherfucker this morning at 8 o'clock in the morning.
And so so when you say jiu-jitsu, you
Blue belt, yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it's been since the pandemic started. I kind of like.
And you how many years you been doing that? Like
I don't know. It's been a couple of years. It's been a couple of years.
Dude, that's some shit that I never knew about you. Like I didn't know.
Yeah,
you were,
he did jujitsu, man. Like
He
was
did.
also-
He
He
does.
was also doing
He was-
jujitsu in the hotel rooms under the radar before he actually got into like a facility.
Yeah. No, the funny
He's-
thing is, like, you know, when you first start and you learn so much shit, you're like so excited and always fucking around. You know what I mean? But then when you start like getting into it for real, that shit stops. You know, like you don't. The thing is, like, you don't take jujitsu to the bar. You don't take jujitsu to the. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gotta kind of
So
strange.
he's
you out
the
of it.
Ralph Macchio of Cobra Kai.
Right. I'm not Johnny.
I'm not Johnny.
Yeah, definitely not Johnny.
Hell no, man. But that's cool, dude. I mean, that's why I like doing these things, dude, because that's some shit that I would have never. I mean, never in a million years. I see you playing the guitar up there. There's no way I said, "Oh, that guy, he gets on the mat. He could throw some people around.
He's plant based.
He's plant based.
He's plant-based. All
Like
that
you, I mean,
stuff.
you don't. You, but dude, I don't know this whole plant based shit. Like I don't. I'm not. My wife the other day, she put some carrots, celery, turmeric. Is that am I saying it right?
Turmeric's great.
Turmeric and some money. She's like, "Hey, try this." I'm like, literally, I mean a bologna, ham, and turkey sandwich stack about that high, some Doritos,
She was a sodium.
and a fucking Big Red.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, "Here, try this." And I'm like, "Tastes like shit. Like, why would anybody even drink this?" But she's like, "It's a turmeric. It's good for you. It's good for you."
No, man. I mean, trust me. It's like, you know, my mom, you know, and my dad, they both passed of complications of health and stuff like that. So that's basically where I really learned everything for myself. And me and Chris spent a lot of time in LA, and one of our colleagues that we know, he showed me his driver's license. And when he showed me his driver's license, this dude was like almost 300 pounds, somewhere around there. He had all complications of diabetic, high blood pressure, everything of what it was. And I couldn't believe it because when I met him, he was suit, good looking guy. And when he showed
You would have
me,
never known that
I
he
would have
was a-
never known that. Kind of like what you're saying about Chris.
Yeah.
You would have never known that he did jujitsu,
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. Same thing with this dude. And when he told me about it, and I'll never forget it because we were in an important meeting at one time, and I happened to see the book. And how I saw the book, he had Shaquille O'Neal's shoe holding up that book, amongst other books as well. And I just happened to say, "Is that Raymond's book?" And they're like, "Yeah." And the guy goes, "You can keep it." And I said, "No, I don't want it. I just want to check it out." He goes, "No, you can have it." He goes, "I almost died." And I said, "Why is that?" And he said, "Because I followed it." And basically what happened is that when you follow the steps of it, your body goes in shock because your body is so used to
So it's like an alcoholic not having his alcohol.
pretty much. I mean, but you're going to go through the shock of what it was used to taking at one time. And Chris was like, "You're going to try it?" And I said, "Yeah, man, I'm going to go for it."
And you guys don't feel like like you had a Whataburger, so you guys don't feel like shit. Like
Well,
after
yeah.
You
so here's
notice
the-
it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
notice
you
it.
notice it. Just like today, like I had a meeting downtown in San Antonio, so I went to go eat at this place. I'm not going to mention the name because everybody talks about it, but I never gone, and people always tell me, "Oh, you should go eat at this place." So I got it with shrimp, and the minute I took a bite of it, I might as well have just put salt in my mouth. That's how much salt was in that thing.
You could taste all that.
You could taste it all.
Which is
So-
what you were having the other day. With
Yeah.
the carrots and all that shit.
So going back to the other thing about it is like in this book, is it 21 or 22?
22.
22-day challenge.
Revolution.
So it's a 22 days that you got to follow it
to the T.
to the T. After the 22nd day, you can go back to what you want. And the first thing I did, I'm not going to mention it, but y'all mentioned the name earlier, but I went and got the burger because I wanted one so bad. And the minute I took a bite of it, I just spit it out of my mouth. It was just...
It shocked your mind like that? Like
No,
shock-
you have cravings because you remember how good it is, right?
Right.
So
You
like
think
say,
about
say a
that.
Big Red, right? And you remember it, man, it's fucking
Or your
awesome
Dr.
right now.
Pepper.
Or Dr. Pepper. Great right now. But you drink water for 22 days straight.
Right.
That's the only thing you drink. You go back and you open that Dr. Pepper and you take a drink, dude,
Yeah.
you're gonna taste it for real. It's
Yeah.
not what you think. And then that's the shitty thing. Is now you can't ever go back. Like I remember
do you
Whataburgers
think,
as
Bump?
being amazing. You know what I mean? Like the late at night and just the
I didn't say
grease
the
coming
name,
down
they
your
did. I
mouth.
didn't
and
say it.
the most awesome thing. And now I bite it and I'm like, it's not the same, man.
It's not good. Not good.
Like from Whataburger, not Whataburger, from
Burger King.
not Burger King, but at HEB they have like those frozen. Like,
The
chicken
Impossible.
nuggets.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
tried
yeah.
it for a week and I went to Whataburger and it
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
that's different,
You don't
though.
want to do that.
Yeah.
That's
You don't wanna
different because
try
that's not plant
Hey, the
based.
show turned into fucking diet. That will everybody's eating dinner. Badass like, hey, yeah, I guess I'll just put this shit down there. You
So
know.
that's not the same as like.
No, plant based is
No,
like when
I
you
mean,
go
it's like-
shopping for plant based, you're in the produce section.
Yeah.
So somebody
Mainly,
always said
like-
this: if you could go to HEB and you can buy whatever you want, but it can only be on the outside of the store. You cannot buy anything in the aisles. You can only go to the outside. If you only eat what's on the outside of HEB on the outer edge, you cannot get nothing from the middle of the store. You'd be a lot healthier.
Yeah.
Well, you know what's
funny?
in the middle that you can't have? It's all the beans and all the lentils and all that stuff because that ain't anywhere on the
Tú
outside.
también with lentils.
Hey, so check, hey, no, the lentils.
What
the
is
lentils
that?
is like the best
They're like
for you.
small
It's bends.
beans.
So when COVID happened, right?
Hey guys, bear with us. We're going on a health. We're talking about health.
Yeah, this is for all the Mexicanos right now. I'm helping you guys out for free.
I'm
Check
tripping out.
So remember when? Okay, I mean, COVID's still going on, but remember COVID? They wiped out everybody, right? At
Yeah.
HEB.
Yeah.
Well, the healthy shit was still there.
Yeah.
It was not
Hey,
gone.
Carlito, what I hate the most though, bro, is just for instance today, what you go and you see like, I saw the plant-based pizzas already made, cauliflower pizza,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
somebody was like, hey, my wife made dinner for you guys, right? And we told her what we're making. This guy's like, hey, just have some Tostino's pizza just in case, because I don't like all that fancy shit. So we're looking for Tostino's pizza, and I see the cauliflower pizza sitting. So I'm like, this pizza costs $4.95, and this fucking healthy pizza costs $14.
That's right.
Well,
So it's more expensive.
yes,
All
bro.
that stuff.
It's to eat healthy is more expensive.
Yeah, but some would say some would say you're gonna pay now or you're gonna pay later.
That's right.
And medical
You're gonna
bills
pay
and
later. It's like,
whatever.
why
So
wait?
Pick yours.
These
Why
guys-
wait for the doctor to tell you, hey, you only have so much time?
Hey guys, thank you for joining us on this great bumpers. We went on a straight different health.
He's gonna be
tangent.
called now Slimper. Now,
Yeah, Slim.
no more bumper.
Hey, I'll tell you what though. If you ever want to do a challenge,
I dare you and Joey to do a
do
22
a fucking
day
21 day,
challenge.
a 22 day.
Oh, I would love it.
All that shit, and let's see what happens.
What would you eat for like breakfast?
Me and Chris were gonna come up with y'all's daily thing.
Daily, go over it.
Yeah, you're gonna
No,
have.
they
you're
have-
gonna-
That's
They have
Is
like
it food? Is there? Don't just give me like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
Are
friend.
you gonna get four?
My
You're
friend
gonna be
Bonnie,
like-
Bonnie Hernandez right now, she's doing all juice. She makes this juice. I can't. There's no way. There's no way I can just drink juice fucking every day. Like, I
no.
can't
It's
do
not that. It's not that. It's not that. It's like a good plant based breakfast. That the one that I really like. That's filling is like 2 pieces of toast, and the bread is plant based. It's from quinoa millet, but it's like bread. You toast it. Once it's toasted, you take it out. You get almond butter, which is like peanut butter or sunflower butter. Boom, put that on there. Get a banana, slice it up, put it on top of that. Get a handful of blueberries. Boom, another handful of blueberries. Boom, and you eat that. That's breakfast,
That's my partner right there.
Hey, dude,
and it's good.
No
And that's-
eggs? You can't have eggs?
No.
carne asada.
No barbacoa, no meat, no nothing. You're not gonna have no meat for 22
No, but
days.
y'all have a cheat day though, right? Or no,
No,
not
not
during the
after,
challenge?
After it,
Oh.
after you can. 22 days. Yeah,
I got discipline.
I tell you the bad part
that's
though.
that's the key to it.
What if
It's
I want to?
discipline. It's discipline. That is the key to it. That's it. That's gonna be the hardest
Yeah,
thing.
because-
is that you got to be disciplined.
Yeah, well, the hard part is the discipline, and then so you're not gonna like it, right? Because you're gonna be thinking about, I already know how you are. You're gonna be complaining about why not this, why not that? I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, and you make it to the finish line, and you get to eat what you want. Now, when you eat it, you're gonna be like, "What the shit is this?" Now you're gonna taste it in a different way, like what you're really eating.
Y'all should challenge each other.
Hey, Starla,
man, I
Starla,
would love to
Starla,
see
you down?
that.
You're now. You think
Starla is not. Hey, let me tell you something, dude. She is
When I
not
went to
about
go
the
see
plant
them,
based.
they had Whataburger in
No,
there.
but you know what? You know what the
Her plant based is the lettuce in the burger. That's the plant. That's the plant.
Well, the thing that makes you know it's good and that maybe you should do a little bit more of that or a lot more of that is how you feel.
That's right.
It's not necessarily
makes
what
you
you taste
feel.
when you put in your mouth, but how you feel compared to, you know.
bro, I'm being real now. I am really, in all honesty, fucking amazed that you guys are like you're what I consider a health nut.
Yeah.
Again, I never.
But you know how we experienced it was trying it. It was one of those things.
Because you guys talked about California. I always tell people this story. Like
It's huge
we,
over
we
there.
we lived in Orange County. We lived in San Clemente for almost 16 years of my life. I lived there in Orange County. And when you walked into a restaurant in California and you were gordito, like if you were just where I'm at right now, you know, I was in the Marine Corps, so I was way thinner than this, but you walk in a little gordito, people would just look at you like,
They're like, oh, he's from Long Beach.
no. They would just be like, pues, hey, vato, like, hey, you're a big dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you come over here, you go to a taqueria downtown San Antonio, and you walk in flaquito. People are like, hey, ¿quién crees, vato?
Tienes que comer, hombre.
Hey,
Cómete un
dang, no,
taco.
this dude ain't fucking eating, right? It's a complete opposite, the normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're right. I just, you know, speaking of our culture, like our culture is just, it's bad, bro. Our food, but it's so fucking good.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you're right. Like it tastes great, but your life expansion is short.
Menudo?
Yeah, I'll eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, there's nothing that I won't, as far as food goes, there's nothing that I won't eat. You know what I mean?
Hey, Chris, and is it, you know, are you really love hot ass food?
Yeah. Yeah.
You mean like hot sauce?
Yeah, like
Yeah, fuck yeah.
just food, like spicy. Like I can't do that, dude. Like,
What about that? Because I heard, I don't know, and I've never heard you say it about something about a burger here in town
Oh, the four
that you were
horsemen,
supposed to.
that
Did you
all
eat it
the
or
Four Horsemen.
No. But see, here's the thing: is like I really enjoy it. I don't do it to try to be like. There's people that
I ate this shit. It was this hot.
no, like
I got
Dude, I seen him put hot like salsa on a
no, it's
habanero.
super hot. But you know what the science behind it like is that what it does to your body and it releases endorphins and your natural painkillers and it gives you a certain kind of high. So I think that I've gotten accustomed to that. So like I get a high when I eat my food, you know, but a natural.
Have you done the one chip challenge?
I think I have.
the one what?
The one chip
Remember
challenge.
the ghost
Come on,
chip?
Carlito,
Wow,
you can't be
that shit.
the
No,
one
come on,
chip.
man.
No.
It's not about being that extreme.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, so,
I think
so
Turner was trying to give us that chip. Right?
there's some
Yeah, I think
people
so.
that like shit. Like I got a homeboy, Frank. We go eat menudo like 2 or 3 times a week sometimes, and he'll go and he'll be like, "Hey, can you make me the hottest salsa y'all have?" And he dumps the whole shit in the menudo. I'm like, bro, how can you even like?
Hot sauce is supposed to be like adding salt or adding pepper. You know, when you're gonna dab in it or get some chili torreados or whatever. You're not trying to outdo somebody. Trust me, we've had our shares of the hottest. But
Shit.
we don't want to go to the goddamn hospital.
Yeah, no. hey, Chris, and speaking of hot sauce,
And I
man,
can imagine they're trying to force hot
Force
stuff
sauce
to
to
you.
because you that's what you're known to love hot
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Dude, how did you get started? How did you get started with
On everything.
How did you get started with the hot sauce? Like was that that was your idea or somebody came to you and said, "Hey man,
I'll tell you what I didn't do. I didn't like sit down and think, "Ooh, I should do a hot sauce. Let me go out and try to make it happen." That's not what I did. It kind of came to me. I was hands-on involved when I did say yes. But the
Right.
thing was like another person that I work with was specifically for the hot sauce. We were eating in a restaurant, and I usually carry a bag of serranos with me, and so I pulled a serrano out, and he saw, and I could tell out of the corner of my eye he was looking at me, you know. And he said, "You ever thought about a hot sauce brand?" I said, "That'd be cool, but what do I know about that shit? You know, I mean, I can play guitar, put me in the studio, make a record. I know that all day long. Hot sauce says, let me make some phone calls. And next thing I know, we had Mark Colombo, who used to be the defensive line coordinator for the Cowboys, interested in wanting to invest. A few other angel investors, and I was like, okay. And then he made the connections, like, as far as where we can get the mash made. And then, like, dude, I was in my kitchen, literally at the stovetop, mixing shit up, you know, trying different things out, coming up with whatever. And then we went through that whole process, right? But it's like anything else. My mentality was...
Make me an ultra, please.
My mentality was, and, you know, same thing with the book, right, that I did. The book, my music, the hot sauce is like, you're only as good as... You can be as badass as you want to be, but at the end of the day, you're only as good as the people that your team is comprised of.
Right.
Right? So if I'm going to create a team, I want to have a team that I can lean on, that I know is going to help me get to where I need to go. Right? So with the hot sauce, once we got the team together, it was a breeze. Like, that's the hard part. The hard part is the prep work.
So I'm picturing you sitting at a table and then bringing like little shot glasses of hot sauce and like, Chris, try this one. Nah.
No, it was boxes of bottles, and they were all labeled and numbered, and it had bricks numbers and pH numbers, and like I had to learn about all that stuff.
Prototype.
Wow. And then I would taste it and say, we need more of this, less of that, you know, whatever, and then we did it. And then wouldn't you know that the crew that I was working with, like, they are the heavy hitters in the hot sauce world, right? And so then there was this big hot sauce convention, and I would consider it like the Grammys of hot sauce.
Let you go.
Dude, every company is there, dude, and it's like I feel like an outsider. I'm sitting at a table with this, so, you know, it's a big round table, and everybody there works for the company. Most everybody there works for that company, and you know, I see my name on the nominations thing, and I'm like, what the heck? It just felt weird, right? Well, we ended up winning 3 first place awards, right? 3 first place awards. And
like with competition, like with Cholula and all them different companies.
Hey, against
Chris has a trophy.
against Crystal,
okay.
dog. Crystal hot sauce is the shit. I love Crystal.
Chris has a trophy of a jalapeno.
Hey, Chris. So
I have a few.
Chris. So did they say, okay, winner of the hot sauce, Chris Perez hot sauce? Did you go up there and you have to give a speech and all that stuff too?
I didn't. I mean, you could have if you wanted to, but I just went and got it. And then you have to stand, you know, and then you stand in front of the backdrop and with the other people, and you're holding your thing, and they take, you know,
That's badass,
they take
man.
the picture. It was
Joey,
so weird.
you like hot shit?
I'll dabble a little bit, and yeah, not too much, nothing crazy.
So-
but actually, I believe it or not, Chris's jalapeno hot sauce,
The green one.
the green one is one of my favorites. I like that
my
one.
HEB sucks, dude. Every time I go there, I tell him, hey, dude, where's the Chris Perez hot sauce? And the guy's like, man, you always ask. The same guy, you always ask. I said, he goes, try going to the one in Alamo Heights or like the fancy, the fancy.
Just call
one.
me. I got
Gucci
boxes.
beat.
Of,
There you go. Now I can call Carlito and say, like, hey, man, hook it up.
I want to send a shout out to Sonia La Paz. She said hi.
What's up, Sonia?
Everybody. Sonia, everybody in Laredo, Texas.
Laredo, Texas.
Joe,
Joe's
Eda,
watching.
you know, Peter Studio, everybody in Laredo,
Pete,
Texas.
yeah.
And everybody was asking about the book. So it's the 22-day challenge, right?
Revolution.
The 22-day revolution challenge?
The plant-based
22-day
book, they're asking?
revolution. That's it.
Huh?
The 22-day revolution.
It's not the challenge?
Nope.
Oh, okay. Y'all were saying challenge.
We were
Sorry, the
saying
22-day revolution. 22-day.
Okay, how much money do I need to buy this 22 days worth of stuff?
Like $9. It'll change your life. Y'all can thank me later.
$9
$25 for 22 days of food.
He's joking with
No.
you.
The book
Oh,
starts.
for the book.
Oh, the book. You're talking about the food?
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah, I would say what? $40, $50?
Well, see, when you first start, there's you have to buy there's the things that they call the staples that you can keep in your pantry.
I could just
like
see
the brown rice, the
I would not roll with my
quinoa,
crib.
You don't spend that much money.
chia seeds.
You have all that now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or you
Okay,
could just
so
have your own.
Well, then you already
roll
have
your
all
own
that
shit in the
stuff.
bag.
But then there's the other part.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, then there's the other part that that's fresh produce. So
What you need.
So you can't go.
Hey,
Two
but
things.
when you say fresh, I can buy regular bananas. I don't have to buy.
you
I don't
need
have to buy.
organic- you need
no.
organic
You don't have to do
bananas.
any of that. You don't have to do any of
Organic
that.
bananas?
Yep.
It would
What
be
do those
better, but
taste
you don't
like?
have to.
It's 99 cents a bushel or $2.99 a bushel.
No,
The bananas
no,
look
no,
exactly the
no.
same.
They just taste. They're
more
Have you ever taken
Listen,
a banana
you don't
off,
want
like,
sugar.
somebody's
You don't want
actual
sugar in your
resident
body,
banana
and you don't want sodium in your body. You don't want carbs either.
Hey, so what y'all are saying is no more pickle juice?
Pickle juice is fine.
It's got a shitload of sodium. I love it.
Well, it depends on.
Bumper
what
loves the pickle juice.
Well, I drink pickle juice. Like I buy the gallon of just pickle juice by itself.
I've never really. We don't really dabble with the pickles.
No pickles in the
No, not unless
in the
it's
thing.
garlic.
Yeah,
Garlic pickle.
We got to check it out. So, guys, if you're just tuning in, man, Grupo Metal is in the studio. Yeah, we're talking health. Because we need it, man. Shit. They walked in and looked at me
We
and
care.
Joey, and we're like, hey, man, they care about us, bro.
Well, y'all are dressed the same. It kind of.
We're dressed the same.
Hey,
We care.
when-
and not
when-
only do we can jam, we care about health.
when I first got this shirt, it said JMZ, but now it said JMZ at the end.
Now it says Jimenez. Now it says Jimenez.
The whole Jimenez is showing there on there now. But no, man. So these guys are going to be at PIX this weekend, the 29th. There's limited seating. You need to go on. What is it again?
Eventbrite.com.
Eventbrite.com.
Or you can
And-
go to the official Grupo Metal. It's in the website, the link. They're there, or at Curly Toes, whatever. But just go to eventbrite.com and you can look up Grupo Metal and the tickets are there.
So for Raza, because I'm Raza, can you show up?
You see that? She already ordered it.
Hey,
What does it say on the book? What does the front cover say?
It says
It's green and white, right?
2-Day Revolution by Marcus.
Yeah, that's.
oh,
it.
you
That's
bought the
one.
book.
That's
I was
the
all talking about the tickets. I'm like, a
No,
la
no, no.
madre. No, so
If you come to our show, we'll give you a 22-day challenge menu. For
damn. Hey, Joey, but I'm being serious. If you're down, I'd be down to do it just to see what happens.
Dude, I would love to see that. I would love to
Like
see
every day we would post, like we would just, we would make a 22
Okay,
day.
you know what? Here's the thing. I'm pretty confident that I could do it. Because I one day to the next, I changed my life a period of
That
time
means
ago.
no more Tostinos. No more
The
DP.
fact is, when I make that decision, I don't know that. So we'll do a checkup in like 90 days.
That means he's not going to do it.
22 days.
Hey, I'm gonna play some bills real quick. Hey, tonight's show, we got 4 sponsors for tonight's show. The first one is Bar at City Base, man. Bar at City Base is on the southeast side of San Antonio, 2707 Lasses Boulevard. Make sure you let them know that Bumpers Wacky Wednesday sent you there. This Friday at 6 a.m., they're gonna have a cowboy breakfast, tacos and drinks, starting at 6 a.m. at 2707 Lasses Boulevard. And that's Bar at City Base. That place is bumping all week long, man. All week long. And then another quick big shout out to my buddy. This guy's been taking care of me for probably over 7 years. Very dependable. If you own carpet, which a lot of us do, and you need it cleaned, no questions asked. No like, hey, can I do it this day? This guy will show up, do it when you want it done, and do it right. You won't have to call him back twice. Hit him, my boy Eric Guerrero, 210-574-5059. That's Pegasus Carpet Care, Eric Guerrero. Hit him up, man. He will definitely take care of you, man. And then we're speaking on health and all that stuff, right? This is Raza's the worst at this, bro. My boy Steve Gonzalez sells life insurance, home insurance, car insurance. Raza, we don't like getting car insurance. and we definitely don't like buying life insurance, man. So, but hit up my boy Stephen J. Gonzalez, man, 210-625-8797. He's here in Judson. He can help you as long as you're in the state of Texas. He can help you out, man. So hit him up, 210-625-8797. And last but not least, my neighbor, man. He came over here and he's like, Bumper, por favor. You know, he's great guy. Shout out to my neighbor Juan Rodriguez. He's got I'm gonna attempt to say this. The parrillada la chapiza. So he's making a full family meal for $45 during Super Bowl weekend. So if you don't want to do anything or you want to surprise people, like, hey, I really know how to cook because this guy can cook.
Is it plant-based or no?
Well, there's a chicken and there's no plant. Carne asada, there's beans, rice, and salsa. So don't see any plant-based. But hit him up, man, 830-752-0030. Man, so again, if you're just tuning in, Bumpers Wacky Wednesday. We're live from the Wacky Wednesday studio here, and talking to these great musicians, Grupo Metal. They're back. You know what I mean? They're back, and they're gonna be in our face Saturday evening at 11 p.m. at Pix here in San Antonio. If you're one of those guys that used to go around and see them, according to Joey, you guys just play like
Madison Avenue, Tequila Republic, Club Antro. What other ones, Joey?
We did Halftime Sports Bar.
Halftime Sports Bar.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
Planeta Mexico.
Yeah.
the
Club
fact
Rio.
that you can remember all these.
But
Chris,
you know what? The
I was
best
sober.
The
Still
best
am.
memory. Yeah, Joey was the only sober one. Who flies the Motley Crue flag? He was the only sober one. Out of
Chris, you remember any of those?
Nope.
And that's because of Vatos from me. He's from San Antonio.
but
you know what?
Well,
I'm
Chris came
from
in.
here,
he
but
came
I
and
never
jammed with us one time.
No, but I never was here. Once I graduated high school, that's when I took off on the road.
Yeah.
So all these, whatever was around, I didn't even know what Madison was.
It's funny because it's so funny because we all ended up.
Never been
Here's
there.
the
I
funny
didn't know
thing. We
anything
all
about it.
ended up living with Carlos.
Yes, that's another story that's
Wait,
coming out on
wait,
Netflix
wait.
pretty soon. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, hold up. So both you live with
And-
Carlita
yeah,
one
yeah,
time?
No. You don't want to know. This house, it was on Bedford Stage
Behind Thirsty Horse.
behind Thirsty Horse. This house should have been. What do you call those houses for colleges? Like
A sorority house.
Yeah, but no, it wasn't a sorority. It was a frat house.
Frat house.
It was nothing but guys. So it was me, Joey, Nick, Chris, AB. Who else? The road crew.
Yeah.
The of at that time.
Well,
was
goddamn,
Scoville
how
All-Stars.
many bedrooms does some bitch have?
Hey, a floor is a floor. You know.
There was a lot of us, dude.
Yeah.
For real.
The frat.
But that house, if that house could talk, man, yeah.
And the crazy thing is that we had stopped Metál for a while, right?
Yeah.
And since we were all living together, we were all kind of on each other's schedules because me, Chris, and Nick were playing with AB.
Yeah.
And Carlos would come with us. So then one day we were just talking we were talking downstairs about putting Metál. You know what? Let's just put Metál back together. We'll play like on a Thursday because Carlos
At Cabo.
at Cabo right there off of Bandera. And
I remember.
so we were already making moves.
Go out to shout out to
To
Sergio.
Sergio and all them
Sergio.
from Cabo. We were talking about, okay, well, we could, we'll call Rudy and I said, well, who's gonna play guitar? Because the guy that we had on guitar, he had moved out of town, and it just so happened that Chris was upstairs in the house working in the studio. So I yelled from downstairs. I said, Chris. He's like, what? I said, hey, you want to play guitar with Metál? And he was like, what? The cover banding? I was like, yeah. He goes, all right. That simple. That was it.
That was
Just
it,
like
dude.
that.
Yeah, that was
I think
it.
so.
Yeah. I mean, talk about what we had in house, man. I mean, we all hung around, even if we weren't playing music.
That was when we
together.
discovered Joey's awesome ability to sing background vocals.
Oh yes, Joey sings. If y'all do not know that.
Hey, Joey, I take my bumper hat off and joke shit off like I'm being real. You really can sing?
Yep. He's got a high voice.
He's got a high voice.
I could do harmonies, but I got to put my finger in the ear.
I have video of Joey at 11, 12 years old singing backgrounds with me
For real.
with his finger in his ear. to sing the harmonies.
Yeah.
And Chris, you don't even put a mic near you.
Chris.
Oh,
can sing, too.
dude, you should have seen one
Chris
time we
can
jammed with La
sing.
Mafia, bro. Hey,
No,
Carlos,
no.
remember when we jammed with La
Yeah.
Mafia?
It just
And
depends.
singing, and Chris was singing with Oscar. Straining.
Yeah.
Chris is a singer too, man. I've seen. him.
There are
I've seen him
times.
do
There
it.
are times. You know. I
Do you have
mean,
enough alcohol in you, or you kind of?
No, there's
depends.
he ain't getting no singing if he's got alcohol in him.
Yeah.
You better hide all your belongings, fool. You'll start throwing them out the window.
Don't ask me again.
Yeah, but I mean, everybody
Oh,
can sing,
shit.
man. Everybody can sing. Everybody sings. We all love what we do together, man. We all love to barbecue. We love to hang out. We all know each other's families. We all go way back.
Who's the better cook out of you three?
Chris. Chris is the better cook.
And then he would get mad because he would make fajitas, and then by the time it was time for him to eat, they were all gone.
Yeah. So
he
Chris would
never-
cook. Chris, we would have a shindig at our place. Everybody would come over. Chris was the cook. By the time Chris was ready to eat, everything was gone. he never. Nobody
Hey,
saved
Chris,
him a
but you're
plate.
the cook. You always got to eat while you're fucking.
I would
cooking.
pick while I was cooking, but
But when you wanna sit down
as
and have your
everything
plate?
was put away, and I'm putting it, I'm making sure the pit's okay,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna catch fire, the house ain't gonna catch fire, doing all that shit, have a beer, talk to little did I know that everybody that was out there talking had already eaten, so I'm out there talking with them, and then I go inside and all you hear is doors opening and slamming.
Oh,
Where's the oven?
shit.
Where's the food? I just see the empty pan.
And then of course we had dogs, so they ate too.
And I bet not one of you son of a guns felt bad at all.
No, we had a great time.
Everybody
man.
was
When
happy, if
when
you know
look
what I
back
mean.
at that time.
We had a lot of fun, dude.
When
We had a lot of fun.
When we go back to that time when we talk about Bedford stage, those are some best times. Like, it
Dude,
was-
but that's probably what helps you guys. Like when you guys get on stage, that's what helps you guys. Like,
Well, not even on
melt
stage.
together.
Like,
No, but just
but
like-
even at like a rehearsal, when we got together rehearsal, it was the same essence. It was
Yes,
the same
it was
vibe.
the
Like
same vibe.
we were at Carlos's house. Then and at Carlos's parents' house, that's where I started with him.
Yeah.
So that vibe was there. I remember Chris coming over to his house one time when I was like 10, 11 years old. That all those vibe, that feeling, that vibe is in that house. And where we were, it's like deja vu playing, again. And
what does your dad say about you? And like, I mean, he's a musician, so I know he loved music in general.
Yeah.
But when you threw the whole heavy metal thing out there, well, not heavy metal, but rock and roll style of music, is all for it.
Yeah, man. I mean, he got to go to one of the biggest shows that we ever got to do in San Antonio, which was Oyster Bake. Which did we get? To
You guys
we had,
closed. You guys closed Oyster
Yeah,
Bake,
we
right?
did.
You were the
Yeah,
yeah,
main?
but after like we played like
Yeah.
6 years. Oh, we went on. I remember the first year I played with Metál there. We went on like at 1,
Yeah.
and then like next year
Went
like
on
at
30.
3, and then it just like slowly.
But we ended up headlining it, and my parents got to be there, and they got to see it. So my dad was one guy that just would watch and see, but never say anything.
Right.
My mom was the one who told me that he was very proud because we got him to come up and sing that night. And that night he was that day he had cancer at that time. So he got to experience it. And my dad was cool with everybody, with him, with Chris, everybody. Anybody who knew me knew my mom and my dad because they were open arms. They feed you, give you a place to stay, just whatever was needed, So my parents loved all these guys just as well as they loved me, So
Your boy Sean Hermano said he's ready to grill some steaks for you guys. Plant-based, of course.
yeah,
Plant-based.
I hope that animal had grass fed.
Hey, so Chris, what's your favorite food, bro? Like your go-to, like.
It changes all the time, man. But what my thing is, like, I'll find something I like and I'll just do it until I, figuratively speaking, until I overdose. You know what I mean? And I've just had enough, and then I'll push that shit aside. I won't eat it for years and years and years again. Then I'll find something else. Whether
I'm kind of the same way like that too. I think I find something that I dig. Like being gone
I
from
don't never
Texas.
get tired of Totino's pizza, fool. Hell
Since
no.
he was
So,
11.
so you're the reason it's sold out.
No,
you
dude,
go to
I
any
was-
HEBs, they're sold out.
Yeah, they're
everywhere.
sold. No, they're sold out in Alice too.
See what I mean? See what I mean? What ab-
Tostinos, if you're listening,
Hey, so when you guys Chris, have you always been the guitarist for you had another guitarist?
yeah, we had another guitarist. We had quite a few of them. Well, we had two actually, just two of them. But of course, as the way it goes in the music industry, things change and stuff like that. And like Joey said, what were we gonna do for guitar player? And there was just one upstairs, and
We were literally the whole
was
band was
it.
right there in the kitchen table talking about putting the band together.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, who's gonna play guitar?
I was like, well, Chris is upstairs.
Chris is upstairs.
He comes down with his guitar, right? He comes down
no,
with,
I mean, he
with the
just,
guitar.
No, I think I said, but if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna, like
no
it's gonna
half-ass
be-
shit. It's going to be
Yeah, and then started getting to work.
And it was super cool because we did an appearance at a very popular club. It was called Club Rio, the one off of 281.
right there by the bowling alley.
Yeah,
right by the bowling alley, yeah.
And there was something going on, and they let us come out with nobody announcing us, and we came out and we did our thing, and it was super awesome. That was the first thing that came.
I
out.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
Was in man, I remember,
Remember
that.
that?
Yeah. I remember
We
now,
have
but
it
I
on
forgot
video.
about
We
it.
have it on video. Yeah.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
I mean, so we have a lot of great memories, man. I mean, the thing about it for Metál, amongst all the other bands that are out there, whether they're Tejanos or even major groups out there, Metál was a group that played on a Tuesday night.
Impact the house.
And packed the house.
Oh,
Yeah,
but there
so
would
Joey
be.
said-
I was telling Starla. I was like, it's crazy. I said because this place that we played at called here's the funny thing, is that I remember when I first joined Metál, Carlos was like, I'm gonna take you to this place, so you could check it out. And we weren't playing there yet, and he took me to this place called Madison Avenue, right? And there was this band called Dragonfly. They were on stage. They were
With
playing.
Robin Lopez on the drums.
Yeah, they were playing drum. I mean, they were jamming, and no, it was the original Dragonfly.
Oh, it wasn't
Yeah,
him?
no, it was him. Yeah, no, it was the original Dragonfly, and it was packed, bro. And they had the stage and light show, and I was like, dude, we need to play here. And he was like, they don't want to mess with us.
Yeah.
Like what we're doing, they didn't want to do that. And I remember we had or Carlos had a friend of his that was a promoter, was a girl that was promoting for the place. And she had told him, let me see if I can get you guys in there. But when she was like, yeah, they'll do it, but they only want to do it Tuesday.
They only want to pay you. Yeah, and they only pay you so much.
Hey, so do you guys ever, like, after a while, like, you started packing the house, like, hey, homie, this shit ain't
dude, you
cutting
don't
it,
even
like,
know, bro.
Believe it. You better believe it.
Like 700 people sometimes would walk through that door. The clicker would say like 780 people on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And they're charging at the door?
No, they never charged, but they were the number one selling liquor sales in San Antonio. And that when it came to negotiations, that's how I knew.
Top Golf wasn't around yet, though, right?
What's
Top,
that?
Top Golf.
Hell
This
no.
you're talking almost 20 years ago.
You know, Top Golf. The only I said Top Golf is the number one selling
liquor, alcohol.
Liquor and alcohol.
place in San Antonio.
Well, Madison Avenue, and the reason why is because we became friends with a lot of the distributors that would come and drop off the beer.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for this guy, I'll never forget him. He's like, yeah, you guys are number one. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, look how much Madison Avenue is making. So on a Tuesday night, they were clearing 80 grand on a Tuesday night.
Here's a couple of $100, guys. Thanks a lot.
So when it came to that and it came to negotiations, that's when I knew what I knew to say, well, okay,
Right.
because they didn't want us playing anywhere else.
No, we ended up becoming like exclusive there.
So it was
Tuesdays,
kinda like
Thursdays,
in
and Saturdays.
Vegas.
Yeah.
We became the residency there for
Like,
us.
people would show up like, hey, where's Metál? Like,
So
where-
Tuesday,
where's
Thursdays,
Metál?
and Saturdays was our thing there.
Gotcha.
And that's when we got to bring Chris, you know.
Dude, you're talking Emilio,
Yeah, Emilio Navarro
DJ
would show
Kane,
up.
Oscar de la Rosa from La Mafia,
Yeah.
Chris.
The guys from Carlos Santana.
yeah.
Jerry Jones kids. They brought the bus.
Yeah, they brought
Cowboy
they brought their bus.
Hey, why do you have to bring up the Cowboys, dog?
Because that's my team.
That's your team, too?
Yeah.
Don't tell me
Go
that's not your
Niners!
team, dude. Don't tell me that's not your team.
We're going to the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Hold that up. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Another one.
Another one.
Another Titans fan.
Oh my.
You're a Niners fan?
All day long. Red
Hey,
and gold.
I'm gonna tell. Okay, so we go on another tangent. Who's winning the Super Bowl out of the 4 teams left?
The Rams.
The Rams, for sure.
I don't know. I'm out.
Ask me.
After the Cowboys, I'm out.
49ers aren't going to make it to the 49ers.
Yeah, they are.
They're
Yeah, they
not
are.
going to beat.
We're going to beat the Rams
I
again.
think it's gonna be the Chiefs.
No. You got
and the
injuries.
Niners.
Chiefs and the
injuries.
Niners.
I'm declaring it 49ers and Bengals.
Hey, but
old school.
did you guys watch football this weekend though?
You better believe
The
it.
Bengals aren't gonna
Bro.
be
No, we did. We were rehearsing.
Well, we're rehearsing, but we would.
there was
turn it
a
on.
lot of, oh my
Hey,
God.
bro, that last game was up there in my top 3 games of watching football of all
Between
time.
who? Buccaneers?
No, the Chiefs and the Bills.
Mine was the Buccaneers.
Thank you.
We're fans.
My wife's from Tampa, so she's a
Oh, you're
yeah.
Tom Brady?
No, we're
I'm a
Mike
Buccaneer
Evans.
fan.
Or Mike Evans.
But Tom Brady just joined us. I'm a Buccaneer.
Oh, so you've been a
Puro
fan
Oh,
since.
yeah.
Oh, man.
yeah.
All right.
So, hey, if you guys are tuning in, who do you in the comments? Who do you have winning the Super Bowl? Don't tell me who's winning this weekend. Who's gonna be the winner of the Super Bowl? at the
Niners
end of
have
the day?
injuries.
You know what, dude? I'm just ready for the halftime show.
The Rams
Neta.
better win.
Oh,
No. Like,
Oh,
like
you know what?
seen
That
that?
would be the cool thing if the Rams go, because then they'll be at
yeah, they'll
home.
be at home like the Bucks were last year. But,
Sorry, Joey.
But the what do you call it though? Honestly, like the with Dr. Dre, Snoop,
Eminem,
you know,
Mary J.
Eminem, like
Blige.
Mary J. Blige, like dude, that is.
Have you seen the commercial? For
Yes,
it?
bro.
another level.
Yes, bro. And then they threw the lowriders in there, so I was like, hell yeah, Chicanos are in there. They're showing some love
If the Rams
to
won,
LA.
It was rigged.
Inglewood?
Oh my gosh, she says if the Rams make it, it was rigged.
No, it's not.
Wait,
How
it's
would
either
it
the
be?
Rams or who?
It's going to be the
Rams and
49ers.
the
49ers.
Remember this conversation? The
And
49ers are going to the
Cincinnati is
Super
gonna
Bowl.
play-
The Bengals and the Chiefs,
Last weekend.
Niners,
Okay.
Still want,
Niners and the Rams.
Okay.
So it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Rams in the Super Bowl.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
You heard it here first. Carlito Miranda right here.
No, dude, it's going to be the 49ers and the Bengals. Watch.
And if it is the Chiefs and the Rams, everybody's got to do the 22.
A la chica.
Oh shit.
If you're watching, you gotta do it.
Oh man. Let's see. He says wherever these guys perform, it has to be packed, bumper to bumper to bumper, nalgas to nalgas.
Yeah, well, go to eventbrite.com and get your tickets.
Get your tickets for sure, man.
Because it's
for
going to
sure.
be a show you don't
What time do the
wanna
doors
miss.
open? Do you know?
Doors open at 9 o'clock.
No, dude, aren't they open like all afternoon?
It's
No,
a
no,
bar.
no. I know. But people who buy tickets
Oh,
gotta
they
go at
can't
9
go.
o'clock.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Hey,
My
hey,
bad.
Hey, Carlito, so how does that work? Do they like make everybody get out,
Yes.
and then you
Yes.
can only
By 9 o'clock, if you're in there and you don't have a ticket, you got to get out. That's right.
That's kind of mean, right?
That's kind of mean.
at 9:30?
Well, I mean, we'll ask you nicely. You know.
I'm gonna go in the bathroom, just
Yeah.
hang out, dude.
Yeah. But, so it's going to be a show that nobody wants to miss. We're going to take you back to those days of Madison Avenue, Planeta Mexico, everything that we experienced. And then we have some really nice tributes to people.
few surprises, yeah.
it's gonna be
Yeah, it's
some
a very
surprises.
well-rounded set list. So
Yeah.
So when you say set list, how long is a set?
It's an hour and a half, but it could go longer.
It's gonna go longer. I just saw his face.
Well, we leave that up to Chris.
He didn't say that without without a straight.
No,
face.
it's yeah, I'm gonna guess right now with what we have. If we throw in Crazy Train, we
Oh, you just gave it away.
He just
Thanks.
gave it away.
Thanks.
no. I
we're
said
not
if,
playing that.
we might not do it. Who knows? Because there's so many songs, we would have to take one out to put that one in.
Let me just say this, just to give a hint. We're gonna do a tribute to Eddie Van Halen. So if you want to come and see that,
Oh
there
man,
you go.
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Hey, happy birthday, Eddie Van Halen! Today was his birthday.
Oh, you
That's
see,
Chris's
I didn't
number
even know
one.
that. See,
See, I knew that.
is that Chris? You didn't even mention that
Yeah.
today.
Hey, do you have that? Do you
Oh, I
have
told Babo. I thought I was talking to
Oh
you.
no.
you have the guitar that looks the one that's.
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
he's gonna
he's got
play it that
D1.
night.
He's got D1.
Wait, hold up. Like it's not his. What you have
No.
his
No. I have the one that's the replica of it.
of his. Okay, I got you. Chris, on all the years that you've been playing, the guitar, has any guitar company ever came to you and just gave your own signature guitar or?
We've talked about it, but and then pretty much like the big ones have come talking, knocking on the door about endorsements and stuff, but I don't know. I just never.
You don't want to be tied to one company, right?
No, dude, but I'll tell you a story. It's not that I don't want to be tied to them. It's like I don't feel I can do whatever I want pretty much and not have to worry about anybody at this point. But it's always flattering. The other day, I went to the Fender where they build them, like in Corona, California, and they had invited me to go do a tour. They're going to take, the head, Ramon. Shout out to Ramon. He took me through the whole
process,
the whole thing, and I was tripping. Right, I thought it was awesome. It was a full day. I met a bunch of people that I know from having been a Fender guitar fan for many, many years. Like people that work there and that do certain parts of the guitar building process. I got to meet them, and they were like, "Can we take a picture?" And I was like, "Okay,
let me take a picture with you."
Yeah. No, I was. And when we finished the tour, like, because like I would say, estimating maybe 80% of the workers there are like older Latina or Mexicana, I should say, majority Mexicanas, women from Mexico or of Mexican descent that work there. Mm-hmm. And as we're walking through, we're getting to the end of it all, and we started talking about, hey, have you ever thought about your own signature series, whatever. And yeah, as a guitar player, a young guitar player, you always dream about that shit. But it isn't until that offer is put in front of you that you draw a blank. Because until that offer is put there, you know exactly what you want, how you would do it, whatever. Until they say, all right, we're going to build you your own, whatever it is that you want. It's like, oh, shit. Well, I want 5 things. You know what I mean? I can't put them into one. So when we were done with the tour, he goes, you know what? I really want to thank you for coming out. And he mentioned something about morale for the workers. And I said, wait, what are you talking about? Because like I had a great time, and thank you for treating us the way that you did. And he goes, let me tell you something. We've had John Mayer, Eddie Van Halen. He went down a list of my heroes that have gone
about Fender?
Yeah, he was there, and they've walked through they have run of the place. They can come in whenever they want. They can walk to whatever part of the
keys to this place.
They can do whatever. And he says, we've never seen the reaction and the response that our workers did when they saw you walking through the place.
And they were like, all Latinas.
Yeah, that's what he said. I mean, I mean,
and they
make basses, they make guitars, they do everything, right? So Chris wanted to play. What was that guy from Rat?
Warren
DiMartini. Okay, so he had like this signature guitar, and Chris really, really wanted to try it out. And as he was trying it, people just kept coming up and
stopping what they were doing to come check it out.
Stopping what they were doing, stopping production for Fender to come to see this guy.
So if you had a Fender on order and it's on back order,
yeah,
blame Chris. Hey man, so it's funny that you say Fender, right? Because every time I would see that on a guitar or whatever, I used to think like, hey, that's a Latino made guitar.
You thought it was Freddie Fender?
I thought it was fucking Freddie Fender, dude. Wow. I always thought that.
You're choffs.
Hey, that was before Google, dude. Before Google.
No, I mean, me and Chris are gonna do our own podcast, and what the podcast will consist of this vault of video content that we have of every single event that we've ever done for Chris, and whether it was a meet and greet or the pepper sauce or these things of like going to Fender, because it's all we have the video.
Dude, that
content.
would be so. You had a videographer. We have
video.
With you?
Yeah, we have it. We have it all.
It's all documented.
Yeah, it's all documented of every experience. The Selena Walk of Fame, the Hollywood Walk of Fame, like everything, man. I mean, we got some stories to talk about of what happened. Because it's all been beautiful. It's all been great. And the love that is there, like being in Los Angeles to see that Selena's name or, all I could think about was like, man, the girl from Corpus is here in Hollywood. Like,
South Texas. Is
yeah,
right
like
in your
you,
face.
you get to see it. And like, we could be like in Beverly Hills and you would hear people yell out, Chris. And we would turn around and I'm like, I'll never forget this one time we were in Malibu. And Malibu is considered the Beverly Hills of California now. And we went to the local HEB, what it was, but it was called Ralph's.
Ralph's.
It was
Ralph's.
Ralph's.
Yeah.
And so we went in there and we were staying at a beach house and
Go ahead, tell them whose it was. You know you want to do it.
do I was going to say no, but do you want me to?
Go ahead.
Oh, you put the cat out of the bag.
No, because you're not going to believe this shit, because... so we got to go.
We're
and
staying
I'll
in
never
Chris.
forget
I'll
it.
just hurry up and get to it.
No, hold on. Let me tell them the story. So like,
All
we Chris had an interview at Ken's TV, which was Great Day SA?
Where? Here in San
Yeah, Ken's. And so I get a call and they tell me, hey, you guys are not going to stay in a hotel. You guys are going to stay in Malibu. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, why? And they tell me, well, you can't say that. I can't tell you who it is, But they ended up telling me, And so I ended up telling Chris, and let me just get to it. So anyway, we get to California. We're staying in Malibu. And
Hey, before you say it, can you get a drum roll?
Okay. How many people have watched Twilight? Okay.
I do.
All right. So it's Kristen Stewart's house
What the?
that we got to stay at.
Yeah, Chris. Yeah.
So she offered her house for us to stay there.
And who does she know?
Well, she happens to know a colleague of ours that she's friends with
Bella.
her mom. With
The
her
character.
mom.
Bella.
With her, yeah. Her. So
Why you get all excited, Joey?
Yeah, Joey,
I do.
But she
So-
was real quick, like,
So on the podcast, you're gonna get to see that house that we got to stay in. So it's
her
like
own personal.
it's her own beach.
Oh, wait,
house.
but check it out. So real quick. So I got sick, right?
Yeah.
I got sick there, and
Chris always got sick when we went to LA. I don't know what it is about it. If it was a toothache or he's got a tooth to be pulled,
Elevation.
something.
I don't know what it was, but I was sick, right? And so what does my best friend do? He leaves me by myself in this big ass house, and I'm like just laid out in a room.
Standing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I was sick.
Good one.
I was sick.
That's a good one. Chris was sick. That's why it's still there.
But so like I'm just laying in the bed. I don't want to walk around. I'm kind of spooked. It's really big, and I kind of don't know the floor plan. And I kept hearing like. So
There's
then
three stories,
after
three
a while, because he's a jokester.
Yeah.
After a while, I kept hearing like this. Somebody like calling me from the outside, and I'm like, I'm not moving. I'm just staying here. He can find his way inside.
This is
whatever.
hilarious.
And I kept on hearing him, and it got to the point to where I started getting pissed off. Like this, I'd get up. And I'm
you
walking
fucking
around.
with me?
Yeah. And in the house, I'm like, are you fucking with me? What the fuck? Because I couldn't find him. And then I'm looking around. I go back to the bedroom and I'll hear the noise again. Well, the freaking neighbor had a parrot in a cage on the balcony, and he was talking, like yelling across to the house.
No fucking way.
It was a fucking parrot.
Hey, but how do you? He knew Chris was there or what?
No, we could hear the parrot, throughout the days, and it's a 3-level beach house,
Uh-huh.
and we could hear it whenever, and we would just look outside and we would just see that parrot in a cage. So I guess when we left, that parrot just kept on fucking with Chris, and Chris just thought he thought it was me. He thought it was me fucking around. And
So you get up and like,
no.
what the fuck's your
I
problem?
had left.
I was there by myself.
No, he was there by
and
himself.
that scared me even more.
We had some meetings in town, so I left and whatever, and I came back, and he goes, "You're just getting here?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Are you fucking with me?" I go, "What are you talking about? You're not talking shit." I said, "Are you fucking serious? I just got here." He's like, "No, you were here." I said, "Chris." And then I looked, I said, it was that fucking parrot over there. fucking with you, dude. I'll never fucking forget it.
Dude, it's funny you say it because literally last weekend I was in Miami. Me and my wife went to Miami during the weekend. One of our uncles had passed away, and we went down with their family. And the first night we didn't have a hotel. We got there late. I got there late, so we stayed there. And their cousins had a fucking parrot. Like the parrot was like right there with the photographer. I mean, right there, you know. And so my brother-in-law's laying down on one part of the couch, and I'm laying the other part. My wife goes to the bedroom. They give her a room with her cousins and stuff. You know what, Raza? We're just gonna sleep wherever.
Yeah.
So we lay down, and my brother-in-law, he just sits up. He's like, hey, and it's late. It's 3:00 in the morning. I've had a red eye. He's like, brother-in-law, what's up? I say, hey man, what's up? I don't want to wake you up. He's like, you don't gotta worry about waking me up. This son of a bitch behind me is going to let out a scream like you've never heard in your life, and it's going to wake you up. I've been here all week, and this motherfucker does not let me sleep. I'm like, I'm a Marine, bro. Fuck that. Like, shit ain't going to bother me, right? Dude, I fucking laid down about like 4:45 in the morning. Like some just fucking, just some like weird ass sound that just woke me straight up out of my sleep, and he's just like in the covers going like this to me. I fucking told you. Yeah. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Brad, man.
So yeah, man, we have so much content, man. I mean, we have an experience when we went to go to Miami to be with Emilio, Stefan, and Gloria. Stefan, I mean, we have so much content.
You went to their house, bro?
No. Did we go to their house? I can't remember if we did or not, but trust me, we went everywhere else. I mean, they got everything. Have restaurants.
You like Miami? No. You like Miami?
I love it.
Chris, you like Miami?
Chris said I would turn into Emilio Stefan when I would get there.
He started wearing the white pants, the black shirt.
linen pants, the linen pants.
The ringer on his phone was, come on, baby. You know, do the conga song.
Oh,
You gotta say that. Wait.
Hey, it makes sense because Carlos is the type of dude, bro. Because if Chris is saying that Carlos is turning into Emilio Stefan in Miami, we would do gigs here in San Antonio, and one day Kenny Chesney would show up on stage, and the next day Usher was on stage, and then the next day Bon Jovi was on stage.
Right now, this is the Yellowstone.
Yeah.
The Yellowstone's in this. It's going on right now.
Hey, Carlito, but you know what, bro? I dig it, dude. Yeah. I fucking dig it. I love, you know what I'm saying? We talk about like stage presence, stuff like that, and who you are. Yeah, it's badass. You wear whatever the fuck you want to wear.
Well, you know, my dad recorded like over 35 albums, and so like he dressed differently in every single album. He never was the same. He'd have a suit like 305, Mr. Pitbull, you know. Then he'd be ranchero like Burt Reynolds, like he just always changed with
Ric
everything.
Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Joey, have you ever worn a cowboy hat? I'm not being silly. I'm being real.
Like what do you mean?
Like
for silly pictures, yeah.
No,
but
no, like as part of like the band.
No.
Chris,
but he will wear a cowboy hat. Chris will. We've thought about doing country, and he.
I joke
but you know what? Believe it or not, I've gotten in my entire life. I was gifted a cowboy hat.
Tell him by who, dog.
Me and Carlos were gifted cowboy hats at the same time, at the same spot. For Mr. Emilio Navaira.
Yes.
At his bar, at his crib, at 7 a.m. Yep. He said, hey, you want some hats?
And he had a room like this of nothing but cowboy hats. All
kinds.
And he gave me and Joey, and he signed it to Carlos, tu amigo Emilio Navaira. Like, what an experience, man.
Yeah, for real.
Dude, I mean,
what an experience.
Have you guys ever jammed with his boys?
I think
we did a gig together one time. Remember in Jordanton?
No, but we've talked about it.
Yeah,
dude, that'd be cool. Them dudes.
Oh, those guys are talented, man.
They're badass.
And Emilio Navaira, they're very talented, man. I mean,
we've
got to share so many things with a lot of, you know, Oscar, the Rosa la Mafia. I mean, that's another thing that we have in the vault that Metál got to back up Oscar. You know, si tú supieras, me estoy enamorando.
Mi loca pasión.
Mi loca pasión.
What? I mean, you could say your dad, right? Like I get it, but I'm gonna ask each one of you because I told the son bitch that I was gonna ask him this question. I'm going to ask you first, Carlito. What is your favorite? What's your favorite top 3 Tejano bands of all time? For whatever reason. It could be personal. It could be I just love their music. Like,
But does it matter what order I put them in?
no.
Okay, Selena, La Mafia, and Mas. Those are
The original Mas to
original
get
Mas,
Jimmy
yeah.
and Joe together.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that, one, Selena, I found out through experimenting by being a part of their company. La Mafia was my childhood, and Mas was my dad's favorite band. And he took me as a young age to go see those
And
guys.
that's what you carry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Me? Well, it kind of wouldn't be fair to. I mean, it would, but well, I won't-
No
I won't
order.
do the
Just
whole.
three.
Yeah, no, I
Just
won't-
3.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I feel like so I'd have to pick my 3. It had to be a band I didn't play in, so I can't say Selena, right?
But if you didn't, it would be them, right?
If I wasn't in the band, look, I would go with La Mafia, Mas, and shit, I could keep going. David Lee Garza. I love Latin Breed, the
Oh,
one
yeah,
that
he
Gilbert
does.
Velasquez, and
Yes,
Jay
yeah.
Perez, and all that. The breaking all the rules or breaking the rules. I love that. You know, I mean, that'd probably be the top.
Yeah, y'all are pretty similar.
Well, he wasn't really. Would you say you're raised on Tejano? You weren't really.
I used to not like it.
Yeah. So, like, for me, I had no choice. You know what I mean? My dad, my mom.
Yeah.
So I got to see, you know, all these artists, Coronel Reina, you know, all that. My dad got to, you know, do shows with Vicente Fernandez and stuff like that, or Marco ante los Bookies, you know. So when I went to Mexico, I was introduced to all those
A different type of music.
Liberación,
Hell
Bronco,
yeah.
Mr. Chivo,
Yeah.
Grupo Flash, you know what I mean? Different Menudo. Like, I was a fan of Menudo, you know, stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Who I got to meet, one of my fucking idols, who was Robbie Rosa.
Did you go see Los Bookies when they came to San
No,
Antonio?
I didn't. No,
Yeah.
no.
She was a bad mofo, dude.
I bet,
That's a
yeah.
bad dude. Hey,
What's up?
Joey's left.
Yeah, your top 3.
Your top 3.
My top 3 bands:
Yeah.
La Mafia. I would have to say La Sombra
Oh yeah, I forgot them.
and
Dude,
Excelencia.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Those are my top. Those are my top 3 favorite bands.
I got you, but I got to take Excelencia out, just like Chris did, because you're part of that band.
Okay, then I would go with either Mas or Latin Breed. They're tight.
They're
Not
close.
David Lee. You were all David Lee.
No, but only I supported my godfather. But like my personal favorites were for sure La Mafia.
I see you always post La Mafia stuff. Like you and Starla, y'all always like.
That's our favorite. And you know what's crazy is that in
Don't make me
Excelencia,
call Oscar right
but
now.
the Excelencia thing, here's the thing about Excelencia is that the Excelencia thing not only is because of the music and everything, but if it wasn't for Excelencia, I would have never met Starla. That's how I met her. Way back then.
I got you.
So you know what I mean? But it's funny with La Mafia, it's because I got to know those guys and they became my friends because of Carlos. Because we were always with them all the time.
Anybody need coffee?
Who?
You're good?
Mafia.
We're almost
Oh yeah,
done
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like,
I
dude,
gotta go to the-
dude.
You gotta go.
La
Dale,
Mafia.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, La Mafia.
No, you're good. You're good. Bump, let me tell you something, dog.
I'm listening.
You don't understand. So check this out. We used to go watch Mafia, right? And I remember this one particular show in particular. Me and Carlos, he asked me if I wanted to go see La Mafia. They were playing at the Hemisphere Arena
With Magneto.
and Ana Gabriel.
Yeah.
And I'll never. He goes, we're gonna go. We went to the Marriott at the Riverwalk, and we walk in, and I'm like, holy shit! Like, this is La Mafia, dog. This is. I'm talking. Ahora y siempre, when it
prime,
was
dude, in their
popping, when it was
prime.
on the radio, and they come and they bring Carlos. All these men come and they give Carlos tickets. I'm like,
Backstage
and
pass.
I'll
Hey,
say,
tú
dude,
vienes,
no,
son,
but
you
check it
about
out.
to
But here,
die.
hey, no, but hold on, check it out. Outside of the Marriott was Mafia's white buses. Like, I mean, it was like this was like
Rockstar status.
for
bro.
real, dude.
Yeah, no,
So we
they were-
went, and I remember that's the first time I got to meet Michael Aguilar, which Michael Aguilar is my favorite Tejano drummer in the world. And I remember he was wearing a Spurs jersey. And dude, they were the nicest. So a lot of people say you don't meet your heroes. These guys were the nicest, even to this day, bro. The nicest group of guys. Your favorite band, and they were cool like that. It was an amazing experience.
Pull it, bro.
No, La Mafia is the example of what the best organization. Not to say anything bad about anybody else, but like La Mafia was one of the best organizations that I've ever got to experience.
Hey, remember Carlos, that when they had that kickoff party here in town, and everybody was like just paying attention. It was like a fanfare inside the Henry B, I believe it was.
Oh yeah. And they showed up.
And check it out.
And they showed up.
I mean, the who's who of Tejano music is
Was
there,
all there.
right? And I swear to you, Bumper, the fucking door opens.
No, but wait, La Sombra was on stage receiving their award.
Yeah, somebody was on stage.
This
This is for real.
This is La Sombra, Tony Guerrero.
This is
Gavino,
when it was happening.
All of that.
And the door opens, and in walks La Mafia, and everybody turned around and came over.
Hey, bro, but those were the days of like, hey, it was like
competition.
Competition,
Yeah, it was
bro. You know what I'm
competition.
saying?
We had the
Yeah,
most
yeah.
18-wheelers and light
Who
show.
had the
and-
most lights, all that kind of stuff. But, truth be told, man, La Mafia, it was, they were the ones that really changed the narrative in La Onda. I mean, if you want to talk about Mexico, that's La Mafia. They opened the doors to that. You want to talk about, opening Tejano music to other genres of like Premio Lo Nuestro, La Mafia. You know what I mean?
They were flying the Tejano flag.
They were the ones, And because today, I feel like La Mafia doesn't get the respect that they deserve. You know what I mean? And
But a lot of Latin artists
right.
know La Mafia.
Right,
Like a
but-
lot of Latin artists know the music. They know the
Right, but it's kind of like for instance, when I heard that Bob Dylan is going to be at the Majestic and he sold out 2 nights. La Mafia is like considered like a Bob Dylan. Like they're the Rolling Stones of La Onda. They're still here.
they're still relevant.
They're not gone. You know what I mean?
I saw them at not Far West. I saw them at right here at Cowboys.
Yeah.
They were playing. I forgot who else opened up for them, but
Me and Chris got to jam with them that night.
when they played over here,
Yeah.
So it got quiet. Like, and it never gets quiet. Like, so he was talking, and God, dude, well, I can't even think of the. I'm having a fucking brain fart of the name of the song. They hadn't played it, and it's an old song, like one of their older songs. And I said it. I said the name, which what I thought was the right name of the song. And it was quiet when I was yelling. I got a fucking loud ass fucking voice.
Yeah.
So he heard me. He heard me, and when he heard me, he saw me. He's like, "That's not the name of the song, but you really mean this song." Hey guys, let's play it, and they played it, dude.
Yeah.
And I was 3 wins to it. I was gone, man. So once he played it, I felt so, I just felt awesome that he heard me and then he played the song. You know what I'm saying? Before we call it quits, gentlemen, I got some questions, and this is for a lot of just the Bumpers Wacky Wednesday fans that watch the show week in and week out with all the Tejano artists. And you guys you've seen it when it was up here to down here. I say every week that we're missing that, to me, the genre is missing that 15 to 25 or 15 to 28-year-old.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? There's only so many bands that can draw in that crowd.
Yeah.
And I'd like to ask each one of you your professional opinion on what can we do to change that, or what do you think is causing that?
I think for one is that the new generation is just we didn't have internet like the way we have now. When we were growing up, we didn't have that. We had radio to rely on, or an award show. I think now with the phones, like you have the capability to find any genre that you want of your own taste. And I think Tejano is the least of all of that. It's a Texas thing, but we're Tejanos by heart. That's where we come from. And I believe that there's so much talent out there that still exists to this day. It's just one of those things to who's gonna favor it and who's gonna really promote it, because at the end of the day, it's a business.
It's about making
It's
money.
a business on
get it.
TV. It's a business on radio. It's a business on anything. So when you hear anybody being number one, it's because that's what's hitting right now.
Right.
But it's like any NFL player or baseball player or basketball. You'll have your time, and then it's on to the next.
Does it upset either one of you, like when you watch Premios Los Nuestros, the Latin Grammys, any of those shows, you always notice that it's always like a reggaeton artist, it's always a Spanish rock artist, a Spanish pop artist. Like the presentations are always, and it's never us. When I say us, it's never Chicanos, it's never Mexicanos, it's never. Every now and then Tigres, every now and then Intocable might make a.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Might
Every
make
now
a
and
thing.
again, though.
Every now and then, right?
Yeah.
But if it has an accordion and a bajo sexto, like you, and I'm not saying all Tejano music, like just I'm putting it all together: regional Mexican, norteño, Tejano, all of it. Why don't we ever get showcased? How come we don't get on TV at 9:00 p.m. so the rest of the Latin world can see, our music, what we bring to the table? Maybe it's not your cup of tea, right? The reggaeton's more hip. It's younger people love it. I get all that. But what upsets me is I know that money-wise, business-wise, you're talking about this is the business, that shit sells. That shit is downloaded.
Okay, well, if we're gonna get into that, then number one, it's a business, because any network needs viewers. So when you go back, like I'm gonna mention Selena, I don't think our genre or our Tejano industry or anything was ready for somebody like her, because when you see her, you can put her up there with the Janet Jacksons.
Oh, easily.
You can put her with the Beyoncés. She was ahead of her time. And I don't think, and that's why when you think of Premio Nuestro, when you think of La Mafia, they were kind of like the NSYNC or the Backstreet Boys of that era. Like, there was something to look at. And I believe that everybody has a talent, but the truth be told, you got to have something to look at. You know what I mean? And I know people might get offended by that, but it's a business. It's about selling, because no one else is going to do it for the love of the music.
But we do sell, though. That's what I mean. The
But,
regional Mexican,
when
regional
you say
Mexican
sell
is,
today, I mean like
downloads. Regional Mexican is downloaded like fucking like no other. But yet you don't see. What I'm trying to get at, Carlito, is like what I can relate to as a South Texan. What I can relate to, right? Yeah, I mean you can listen to all kinds of music. I get it.
But what is a sell? Give me a number of what it's a sell.
I mean, I wouldn't know numbers off the top of my head.
So back in the day when Tejano was around, 50,000 was considered gold record. In the English market, is it 100,000?
It's 100,000 for gold record.
Gold. It was a gold. But in Tejano, it was 50. So now today, you don't ever see that anymore because it doesn't exist anymore. Record labels have become,
extinct.
Yeah, it's
Just
gone.
about.
That now you see YouTube viewers is what is a number now, So we're going back to those days of like, if you sell out within your own genre of what you do. Look, if there's one thing I've learned, because people will talk about, no, well, this band wanted too much, this and this and that. My dad told me this: si eres chingón, go by the door. That's it.
I've heard that.
Why do you need a guarantee? If you're that motherfucker, go by the door. You'll make more money.
You keep the beer, I get the door.
That's
and
exactly
people will
right.
show up.
That's right. And a lot of people get offended by, especially with promoters, because bands charge a lot, and then when they do the show, they don't make their profit. That's the way it goes. But the band walks away with their money. That's the way
Their guarantee.
Like they're guaranteed.
I got you.
So I mean, it's political. Man.
It is. That's what I'm learning more, that it's more political. And I don't want to go on for another 30 minutes, but I want to ask you, Joey, and me and you, we talk regularly 4 or 5 times a week, sometimes, and we just go off on just different shit. But what would be your answer to that? Chris, you weren't, when I asked the question, I don't know if you were sitting in here, but what is missing in the Tejano genre that, for us to attract that 15 to 28-year-old crowd.
I think it's difficult because, like Carlos was saying, I mean, now teenagers have options. When we were younger, we didn't even have much options because our parents were listening to Tejano music, and that's what we grew up with. You know what I'm saying? So for us, being teenagers, for the most part, I mean, of course, you had us like me, and I can speak for myself and Chris and Carlos. We listened to heavy metal and rap and all that other stuff, but the majority that was bumping out of the radio was Tejano music. Now you could freaking, my little niece, they sing songs from freaking Watermelon Sugar High, and I'm like, who the hell is that? And it's like they find that on their own. You know what I mean? That's what they like. They find that on their own. Yeah. It's difficult, man. It's hard. It's really hard. In my most humble opinion, I believe that if you're an artist starting out in the past 5 years, it's gonna be hard, man, to want to achieve that La Mafia status, that Selena status,
that form. Yeah. I'm looking for a formula, man. That's what I'm doing. And
But you know what's crazy? When you were talking about those awards, right? What was funny is that when I was with Signo, we recorded Yo Te Esperaré record. It was #1 on Billboard in the nation for 6 weeks. #1 on Billboard. They never invited us to an award show.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
It's crazy.
Chris, what's your take, man, on the Tejano genre? Like just trying to get a younger crowd. I mean, you guys were just...
We said, what, 15 to 20?
Yeah, 15 to 28, like 15, 25, 15, 28-year-old.
Well, it's going to take somebody... I don't have the answer. If I did, I wouldn't be...
You wouldn't be sitting there.
The thing is...
We are working with Justin Bieber on the Tejano album.
But I think that it's going to take, in that particular age bracket, like it's going to take somebody that's in that age bracket that is going to do something extraordinary to motivate those people, to bring them to go see. Like, they have to be able to relate to whatever that artist is. I don't know much about what's going on in the Onda right now, but I haven't heard anything about anybody young that's, like, the only thing I can go off of is what I know. And, like, Los Dinos was self-contained. You know what I mean? Kind of like, like the songs and everything were written inside of that. Selena was a young person that was doing all the hip things at the time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
A lot of young people would come and check that out. Same thing, with La Sombra and...
Yeah, they were all young.
But the youth is... there's a bunch of, like, in my experience, a bunch of old people trying to cater to the youth.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You're right. It's older people trying to cater to. So, man, this goes to anybody watching, man. If you're a young artist, I mean, you just heard it from 3 legends, man. Like, it's gonna take somebody to carry the onda on their back, in a sense, like, hey, let me put you on my back. And
I mean, check it out. When I saw Bruno Mars, and I saw his band, they reminded me of La Sombra. They all dressed the same. They all danced.
Did the same.
Yeah, they did the same. It was a show.
It was that formula. As far as on stage,
that formula,
it was the formula.
like when I saw that, and I saw Bruno Mars, which to me was a Gavino, and then the band was La Sombra.
Yeah,
that's what I saw. Like, I compared that. You know what I mean? I think a lot of the things of what it is that, like, look, do it because you love music. Because that's what we do. We just love music. That's it. We're not trying to be #1. We're not trying to be better than anybody else, because there's a shitload of musicians out there. A shitload, which we respect them all. Everybody has their day and done what they've done. And, from Emilio, La Mafia, Selena, La Fiebre, that's another band that doesn't get recognition of what they've done. You know what I mean? Yeah. They stick to the same. Tigres, Ramon. No disrespect, but there was other people that also did what they did. You can say what you want, but you do know what they
I say. I think a lot of ours is, and then when young people do come out, right? The older generation you're talking about, we don't give them the time or day because we're stuck in our old ways. We're stuck like.
Yeah, you gotta have an open
You
mind.
gotta have a fucking open mind, though.
It's like that everywhere. You know, it's not any different here. And as a matter of fact, Texas is its own country. Like I think somebody
You heard it here first, baby. Texas is its own
It's
country.
its own country. I mean, literally, you take.
We don't
Texas
care whether
and
you
go
get the
take it-
vaccination
carry,
or not.
You carry the square footage of Texas to Europe and watch how many countries you cover over there.
Yeah.
In that space.
Gotcha.
You know, I think maybe, you know, it's like taking over the U.S. or anything like that. It's just a bit like I'd be happy doing just Texas, you know, and that's how Tejano music has survived for so long. Is that
We keep it alive here in Texas.
Yeah, you know, it was never a New York thing or a Washington State thing or a Miami thing or an LA thing. I mean, it has its pockets, and people have tried to think in those markets and make it that way, but really it's
And you say that because like growing up here in South Texas, man, like I grew up La Fiebre, La Mafia, Mas, you know what I mean? All these groups, like being a teenager, that's what we wanted to go to when we save our third. And back then we were paying $15 pre-sale.
Yeah.
Oh, you tell somebody now you got to pay $15. They're like, hey, bro, $15. Like, bro, we're paying that shit in the
how
early
much
90s.
are we charging for picks?
35.
$35 will get you in
But
the
check
door.
it out.
You know,
But check
they'll
it
come
out.
out
I
and
mean,
check it out,
you
though.
got. Okay, like back in those days, everybody was original. Grupo Firme was all covers. They did all covers.
But they're blowing the doors open.
That's what I'm saying. And guess what? They go by the door. They don't ask for a guarantee. And you know what those guys walk away with? $500,000
A show.
in their and a show.
Easily.
Bumper went. You went to see them right in L.A.
And what did you pay?
We so that's a whole nother story. We'll take another hour. We were trying to get him here. We were working on bringing him here to San Antonio with some people that I was working with. And all I'll say is on Grupo Firme, what I love about them is almost what you bring to the table in a sense.
That's right.
And I'm going to tell you what it is. You bring it to the table.
That's right.
You bring it to the table. Here's what it is. Don't label me by the way I look.
That's right.
Don't label my music by what I wear. Firme goes out looking like that one set. They come out in 30 minutes. They're wearing cowboy hats, boots, right? Like a typical regional Mexican artist. They come back out, they're wearing Louis Vuitton, and they've come out and said, don't put me in a box. Love us for our music.
That's
cover or not. We're singing it differently.
Right.
Here it is. It's in your face.
Music is music.
Music is music. You like it? Here it is.
And you go by what it is. Si se puede.
That's right.
So it's a different platform. COVID has changed everything. It's changed everything. Nothing exists anymore. You can't even go into an HEB and get what you want to get. You know, it doesn't meet the demand. You know, so music is music. And there's nothing like, you see everybody Slash with his project, Duff McKagan with his project, Sammy Hagar with Chicken Foot, and they all come from huge fucking bands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And they're doing their own thing.
And they're
man.
doing their own thing. That's what Metál's doing. Like, we just love music, and when the opportunity comes about, we're there to entertain. That's all we're there to do is to entertain.
So
and take you for a
speaking of
ride.
entertaining, man, we're going to call it quits. Entertainment this Saturday, January 29th, here in San Antonio at Pix. Go on eventbrite.com. Get your tickets now because seats are going to be limited. And this show right here, I'm sure there's a lot of people already have bought their tickets. And so, again, seating's going to be limited. You don't know when you're going to see him again. I just asked him. I try to ask
We
him.
only do San Antonio once a year.
You see what I'm saying? I try to ask to see if maybe if you're in Dallas or Houston. Or,
No, we only do San Antonio once a year.
You heard it right here. I mean, you're hearing it from the horse's mouth right here and there. So, ladies and gentlemen, Carlito, Joey,
man.
Chris, thank you guys so much.
You.
man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
And again, man, you guys are more than welcome to ever come by yourself. I mean, Joey's done an episode with me by himself. I mean, every single one of you have your own stories, and we could have gone here and gone into every single one of you guys' stories. But I'm just impressed on how humble you guys really are. Like, to know your background, where you come from. With Joey, I talk to him all the time. I know how humble he is. He's a character. But Chris, dude, la mera neta, bro, humble. You're just like a chill dude, man. You know what I mean? And it's cool because some people could come in here and be like,
Yeah, but you know what? Being like that takes up way too much energy. You know what I mean? Just be you, man.
Ain't that right, mama?
Yeah.
hell yeah,
Just be you.
hell yeah.
No, man, and thank you for giving us this opportunity once again. We want to invite everybody, all our friends, everybody come out to Pix Bar. This is the original Metál, you know, that since, you know, it's been 8 years. You know, you got Rudy Martinez from La Mafia.
Shout out to Rudy. Good
Yeah.
job.
Shout out to
Rudy.
Shout out to Rudy and Chris Perez from Los Dinos. And of course, everybody knows Joey, you know, Jams
Sponsored
Jimenez.
Wacky
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Look at
Sponsors
him.
Wacky Wednesday right
Wacky
here.
Jams Day. But no, man, I mean, nothing but love for everybody, man. We support everybody. You know, we're just here to entertain, man. I mean, again, COVID has really taken a toll on everybody for the past 2 years, and we don't know what's going to happen in this year, you know? So we got to keep on moving, because let me tell you something. I know COVID has taken a toll on the world, but the bills do not take a toll on the COVID.
That's it, man. You ain't,
The bills keep coming every month.
you ain't
know?
lying, man. You ain't lying.
I mean, God bless everybody. You know, stay safe. We want to invite everybody to come out this Saturday at Pix Bar. You know, Grupo Metal featuring Chris Perez. Come out. We start at 11 o'clock. Go to eventbrite.com and get your tickets. And we hope to see you on
Doors
Saturday.
open at
Doors open at 9 p.m.
9 p.m.
And
So
if you're there before, they're gonna kick you out.
You gotta get out
If you're
and
there
come
before,
back
they're
in,
going to
man.
kick you out. Be sure to close your bar tab.
Guys, if you commented and didn't get to your comment, you know, I'm a one-man show. I'm here trying to...
Shout out to everybody that tuned in, man. Sorry we
Yeah,
didn't get to see,
no,
you know.
there's a lot of people that tuned in, man, and we say hi to everybody. We didn't get a chance to answer everybody's questions. Our apologies, but we love you all, and you guys are friends and family, and we hope to see you Saturday night at Pig's Bar.
We got some plant-based food waiting for
yeah,
us right
plant-based beer is gonna be there.
Potato filtered vodka.
Oh yeah, potato-based vodka. That's right. I forgot about that.
You got any shout-outs or anything you want to do before we...
No, I just want to thank everybody for watching, and to look, if you're thinking about going, just go. It's
Just
going to be
go.
an awesome time. We go from here to there. It gets loud. It gets soft. We get to hang out with you guys. So come on out. You won't regret it.
It's gonna be a great show. Come on out.
Will Joey Jams have JMZ gear there? Somebody just texted me.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see.
He's like, that means I got to work, dog. Between now and then.
Which Bumper will be selling the merchandise.
He can model. He can model the stuff out
There
there.
you go. He's a fucking merch table. So if you see me at the merch table, they got my ass.
Yeah.
But man, no, thanks a lot, man. I really appreciate you guys. To everybody watching, on behalf of these three gentlemen, thank you so much again. We do this every single Wednesday. Trying to bring you just what you saw tonight, man. You don't know what you're gonna get. These guys don't even know what they get. It's just conversation, and you guys get to see another. You get to know that Chris Perez fucking does jiu-jitsu. Like, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And he eats plant-based, you know? So
We are many things.
there you go.
We're many
He's
things.
a man of
many
many things.
things.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks again. Tune in next Wednesday, 7:30. My guest is Scott La Cristina next week here in the studio. So make sure you guys tune in. To everybody, Saturday, 9:30. You better be in line. Better be a line wrapped around that son of a bitch. Get your tickets now. Eventbrite.com. Buy them now. They're $35, right?
Because at the door they're 45 bones, and I don't think anybody
Who
wants to do
pay?
that.
That's $10. That's $10 worth of beer right there.
That's
so
right.
so 35. Get your tickets now, man. These guys are gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Say if you see me come by, say hello. I'd love to meet everybody. And I just want to rock. Like I want to see you guys, you know, melt together and make this fucking badass.
Hey man, let's just party. Let's have a shot. Let's have a good time. Let's cry. Let's be happy. Let's have some fun. We're gonna take you down memory lane. It's gonna be a great time. Come on out.
Hell yeah. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Bumpers Wacky Wednesday, another episode in the books, gentlemen. Thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you, Bumper. Keep
Later.
on watching
See
Bumpers
y'all.
Wacky
Wacky Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
There you go, man. Appreciate it. All right, y'all have a good one.